Warning: Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Immigration is not a right guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution to everyone anywhere in the world who thinks they want to come to the United States. Immigration is a privilege. It is a privilege granted by the people of the United States to those we choose to admit. Many American workers do not have adequate job prospects. We should make their task easier to find employment, not harder.
What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click the link in the description, go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. And if you've been having issues with your notifications, please make sure to hit that link and join our Telegram group so that we can circumvent the shadow banning that PukeTube has been doing with the new black media. With that being said, family, happy Gregorian New Year? Let's just go with that. Let's go with that. I hope everybody had safe and loving holiday time with your family and friends and anyone else that you want to have safe and loving time with. But much love to each and every one of you. We're here. I wanted to do a different broadcast. However, I wanted to do something lighter. And then the next broadcast, we're actually going to dive deeper into the situation that's happening within the Magites and really just in the political spectrum as a whole. But for this one, I want to make sure we go over some things with these Somalis because I'm going to be done with them for a little bit unless something eventful happens. And I was talking to someone the other day, and they caught one of my broadcasts about the Somalis. And they were saying, you were just so unfair with them. I get why. I understand why you are the way you are. Sometimes it needs to be the way it is. And I asked, okay, if you understand that, then why do you feel I was so hard on them? And he said, because we shouldn't be using each other to go after each other. And I had to ask him a question. Who in the hell never came after us? I really want to pose that question because I really get irritated when people, and I don't have a problem with people disagreeing. I do not. However, what I do have a problem with is people being so obtuse and people being asinine, acting like this wasn't a problem that we literally been dealing with for some time now. Ever since we cracked open the door to immigration. A lot of people ain't understanding that. But when we start to really stand up and we want to protect our folk, then everybody is looking at us as if we're going way too hard. We're being such of the bad guy of the whole realm, bigger than Thanos. And all we're doing is minding our damn business. And since he told me his feelings, I told him just like this, because he could not answer the question, when the hell haven't people been coming for us? When the hell haven't they used their skin color to downplay and down talk us as if we didn't crack open the door for them to be here in the first place? And he couldn't answer that question. And since he couldn't answer that question, I had to make sure he understood one thing and one thing very, very important about me. You might not like what I have to say, but when you research what I say, it's going to be absolute. Now, I am wrong sometimes. Don't get me wrong, and I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. But when it comes down to protecting and representing for foundational Black Americans, oh, yeah, I don't play around with that. In the very same way these folks didn't play around when they got over here and started disrespecting us every chance they got. In the very same way that these folks want to call us lazy while they're over here scamming our government, our tax dollars. In the very same way that these people want to sit here and call us jealous because them scamming, they say we should be learning from them. I am not a person that's going to let up, because these people has never, not once, took a step back and saw the situations that they were creating for themselves. Let me say that again. These people never, not once, stepped back, canvassed the scene, and recognized the position that they were putting themselves into. So no, I'm not too hard on these guys. As our sister Aquarius just said, I ain't going hard enough. So 2026, for all the people who wants us to be buddy, for all the people who wants us to be we are the world, for all the people that want us to ignore the disrespect to give admiration, 2026 is going to be a tough year for all of you if you come to this channel. You thought 2025 was something? I've only been streaming live for a year. I've been doing this since 2019. My very first video on this network here was in 2019. After, was it 2019? Either 2019 or early 2020, after the George Floyd situation took off. After the whole eruption of protests around the country, around the globe, really took off. And from that time all the way up until 2025, I did not do not one live. I did all premiere videos. Now that I've been on this platform for a year now, doing lives for a year straight, and I done got comfortable with the way these lives work, and I done found my niche, my style on this. I want y'all to understand it's not going to get any better for these tethers. It's going to get a hell of a lot worse. And for all the tether sympathizers, or as our brother Black Alpha, shout out to him, would say, the tether escorts, for all the tether escorts who are still trying to get us to just open our arms and accept these hateful people in and give them a hug so they can stab us in the back with a knife. This ain't going to be your year either. Jason Black on Sunday, I believe it was Sunday. No, I'm sorry. It was for his New Year's broadcast that he did. Jason Black made sure to make it very, very clear that it's not enough to just be pointing the fingers backwards and blaming people. It's not enough. It's all about what you're going to do. And I can say for myself personally, outside of the things that I'm doing in school and things like that, I'm going to be 10 times harder on anybody who tries to denigrate or disrespect us because they want to uplift other people. There ain't no way around it. Now, I've had my black eyed peas. I know it's going to be a great year for me. And I know it's going to be a great year for the family. But I want to make sure that everybody understands this. It could have been a great year for everybody in the quote unquote diaspora if they would have just got on code. If they would have just understood what FBA is, what we represent, and the fact that you're not going to be able to go back. But since you guys wanted to double down, triple down, quadruple down, the Most High has put it upon me to make sure that every time you double down, I double down on top of that. You triple down, I triple down on top of that. The new black media, we're here for many purposes. The number one is making sure everybody's informed. But another purpose is to make sure ain't nobody stepping into our house disrespecting or denigrating us, our children, our children's children, or our ancestors. So I'm going to be working a lot harder at making sure folks understand that. And if y'all feel that I'm too hard, call me Rocky. Just not the movie. I mean a stone boulder. And find a pimp, because you're going to be in between the pimp and the hard spot very soon. So we're going to talk about these Somalis one more time, since some more information has come out. And since people don't like that I did talk about Somalis, we're going to get even more into the situation, because it needs to be addressed. And it just goes to show why delineation has been the best thing foundational Black Americans could have done in a long time. But with that being said, family, let me go ahead and scroll up. Let me give a B1 salute and shalom to our good sister, Andrea Jones. Much love to you, my sister queen. Thank you for being here, as well as thank you for your Cash App yesterday. I appreciate your contribution. Your donation is blessed tenfold as always. Estelle Gray in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Black are you, my good brother. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Our sister Aquarius Minded in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here, my sister queen. Much love to you. Our sister Starte Jones is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Want to make sure I get to everybody. Our sister Hurricane Nisi is in the building. Much love to you, my sister queen. Thank you for being here. Much love to you as always. As always, hoping everybody's having a fantastic start to the Gregorian New Year. Let's continue here. Shout out to our good brother Reparations Nation. And my good brother, just so you know, I am looking into that solar panel generator. I just got what will work for right now, because I just didn't want to do a broadcast and all of a sudden they get to working on the power again and the power goes out in the middle of the broadcast. So I just got something for today. But I have been looking into some of those solar generators. So thank you very much for putting that on my heart and my spirit to look for. Much love to you, my good brother. LF Jaspero, y'all in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Our sister Opal Ivy in the building. Much love to you. Shout out to you, my sister Queen. Thank you for being here. Boilermakers in the building. Much love to you. I believe that's our good brother Eddie Foster. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Our good brother John Son is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. You is in the building. Much love to you and thank you for being here. Shalom to you. Shalom. Our good brother Legit Hustle in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Want to make sure. Our sister Priscilla Taylor's in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, my good sister. Our sister Anita Harrell is in the building. Much love to you and thank you for being here. A B1 salute and a shout out. Shalom to our good brother Iron Will in the building. Shout out to you, my good brother. Happy New Year's to you as well, my good brother. Much love to you. Let's make sure that we got everybody. Our brother Rashad Wallace is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, as well as our sister Shelly in the building. Much love to you, my sister Queen. Thank you for being here as well. Our sister Donna C is in the building. Much love to you and thank you for being here, my sister Queen. It's always a pleasure, always. Shalom, shalom. Black Rose is in the building. Much love to you and thank you for being here, as well as our sister Key Prince in the building. Much love to you and thank you for being here, my sister Queen. Christian Wright is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, as well as our brother Leonard Yuda in the building. Much love to you and thank you for being here, my good brother. Sexy Red is in the building. Much love to you and thank you for being here. And I hope it's a different Sexy Red, but I digress. Our good sister Stolen Ancestors in the building. Shout out to you, my sister. Thank you for being here. Happy New Year. Shalom to you, my sister Queen, as well as our good sister Mia Kim in the building. Shout out to you. Happy New Year to you as well. Foundational Black in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, as well as our brother Mr. Fireworks. Shout out to you. No. You should know this. You live in Texas. God dang it, how rickety the goddamn power grid is out here. God dang it. They was working on that stuff for 3 days. I had to get a generator to make sure these bastards don't mess up this live today. Shout out to my sister Stolen. Okay, shout out to our brother AO in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, family. And George McDowell in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Shout out to you. Hey, so George, yeah, shout out to you too. See, you know, we in Houston. God dang it, you know how rickety these damn power lines are. You know what I mean? Shoo. God dang it. Don't be judging me out here, damn it. Shout out to our good brother Still Kevin Trees in the building as well, family. So since the last time we talked about the Somalis, there was a guy out there by the name of Nick Shirley that was going around, and he was doing his rounds out there, doing some, I guess you could call investigation, or what he calls independent investigation, but we now know that that was not the case whatsoever. However, he was out there doing this little investigation or whatnot, and ever since that day, ever since that video dropped and it went viral, one of the things that we've been seeing is a bunch of Nabiscos copy and pasting. They're doing the same thing that Nick Shirley decided to go out there and do. However, I just want to make sure I do my due diligence on this and let people know that most of these folks are Magites, including Nick Shirley. However, there's still some dirty fish in the water. When I say dirty fish, I mean some bottom feeders. And we got to address that. And we're going to get to the Nick Shirley thing as well. But I want to go here. Let's start out here, family.
Huh? Hi. Hi, how are you? Good, how are you? Good. Do you have openings here? Is this the autism center?
Yes.
Do you have openings for new clients?
So I need to check with my manager regarding that. And also, can I know what is your project? Well,
Yeah, it would be for just a young child.
sorry?
Oh, an opening for a young child.
Oh, opening for a young child?
Yeah. Is that what your autism center, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, like, can I know the details of the child, please?
Just with the autism diagnosis.
Okay, but before that, I wanna take few information regarding like the child and the
Excuse me, are you
details.
recording? Yeah, we're just getting information about whether or not you have openings. Oh, what's your name? My name is Liz. You can't record though. He's my manager on the line. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You guys.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering.
recording.
I saw you recording and I was walking behind you. You can come back. Yeah, we're just wondering if there are openings here.
Okay,
You can come back and find me.
business card? Yeah, you take the business card.
Okay, great. And call your manager.
It's on there. You guys can speak with him.
That's the owner, but the manager's coming back in 5 minutes. If you don't step on. Guled. What's the manager's name?
Hi there. Do you have openings here?
Openings?
Yeah. Like what? Are you guys at capacity? Do you have openings for new clients or?
I just came back today, so I will ask.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Is it another ticket that you're looking for?
That's what this is, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. It's 75 and oh yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Oh, hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm wondering if you have any openings in your adult day center?
Actually, we are full capacity. We have a small
Okay. Cool.
capacity.
How many do you accept at a time?
We only accepted 35.
35 in your at
Yeah,
capacity at
yeah.
this time? Okay. Thank you. Hi there. Are you a childcare center?
Yeah.
Do you have openings or are you guys closed at the moment? I wasn't sure if you're in business. Or...
So we open, but we open. So we just like we open in the morning, but we don't have enough children to work the morning. So like now people become like late, not like in school.
Okay. Is this the bus that you use?
So there's this bus, not this one, but there's another van.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many kids do you have in the afternoon then?
60 to something.
60? Oh, they come right after school.
Yeah.
And like Monday through Friday?
No, 70s.
Oh, 70s.
We do 70s.
70s. Okay. And 60 or 70?
60 are up.
Do you have openings for new kids or?
We do.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
You look at it.
All right, so I wanted to show that because I'm gonna be a very fair person on this. Where I'm from, you cannot lock the doors of any daycare. In California, it's a fire hazard. Really, it's supposed to be a fire hazard anywhere. However, in California, there are areas that are restricted to the public. That is the understandable part about that. I want to, oh, my bad. So I want to be very clear when I say this. I understand because it is a child care facility, or they're claiming to be a child care facility. You wouldn't be able to just access all areas of the facility. Understandable. The problem that I have is that you're still a business at the end of the day, right? And so you would have things in there that shows that you're a business at the end of the day. You would have brochures, business cards, flyers maybe. For a person to ask you for any information and you immediately turn them away, mostly not even opening your door. Most child care centers have a lobby. Most child care centers has a lobby. Now, those without the lobby, apparently in some places, they're allowed to put a button on the door. If you want to go pick up your kid, you got to press a button on the door and wait for them to let you in. I've never seen that personally. However, I am giving you what I've come to find. In some states, they are perfectly able to do so. Just wanted to put that on the table because we're going to get into some stuff. And some people ask that question, well, why are they locking those doors? In some areas, I guess they're able to do so. But before we go forward, let me give a B1 salute to our sister Yo-Yo, Queening in the building. Much love to you and thank you for your super sticker. Your donation is blessed tenfold and I appreciate your contribution. Happy Gregorian New Year to you, my good sister. Now, and let me give a B1 salute to our sister Taste and Teas with Tony in the building. Much love to you, as well as our good brother Ach in the building. Much love to you, and our brother Hebrew Native in the building. Much love to you. Shalom to each and every one of you, and thank you all for being here. Now, I said that because we're about to get into some of the rebuttals that the Somalian business establishment's been having. Some have been releasing security tapes. Others have been coming out making it look worse for themselves. But at the end of the day, I'm laughing at all of it. Yes, I'm laughing at all of it. The same Somalis who voted for this. The same Somalis who wagged their finger at us and told us that we don't work hard enough in this country. Excuse me, we don't work hard. So I'm going to laugh and continue to laugh. As a matter of fact, I'm going to laugh harder. I'm going to try to take the wind out of my lungs. Let's get over here, family. Let me pull this up here. Come on up. There we go.
The fraud claim. There's no fraud going on whatsoever. Kids come to us, clients come to us, their parents come to us. They're here daily. They leave on time. They come on time. There's no fraud going on whatsoever. Where those claims came from, I mean, if a group of people does fraud, you don't paint the brush with everyone in that group. You don't say, hey, there's a group of people that are Somali that are doing fraud. Say, hey, every single Somali must be part of fraud. No, we're business owners. Being a business owner is extremely tough. Trying to raise kids that are not yours, that are others, is extremely tough as well. The fraud claim.
Now, family, I just want to make this observation, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. The man's eyes are crooked. You telling me his business practices isn't? Should I have said that? I'm just asking for a friend. The man's eyes are crooked. You telling me that his business practice aren't? Is it just me? Am I the only person that think like that from time to time? Did my intrusive thoughts just win? Okay, let's let that be there. Let's let that be there. Let's go here, family. Let's go here. Because while they're out here, trust me, they're out here trying to defend their business. This crooked guy, this crooked eye, crooked eye Jack, this guy right here, he got called out for actually kind of being in the fray with some of those politicians that just got in the office. Let's just go here real quick. Still, Kevin, you ain't right. He said you can't be his bar. He can't pay this house. He can't be your barber. That is cold business, bro. That is cold business. Shout out to Yo-Yo. You think the same way too? Okay, cool. Because I don't see this. Hear everything he's saying and say, well, you know, I don't think that he's not lying. I don't think he's lying. I think that he's a straight up individual. If you can't see me straight, I don't know if you're a straight businessman. I'm just saying. My grandfather used to teach me, he taught me that when you shake a man's hand, it'll tell you a lot about that person. If he has a flimsy handshake, you don't want to do business with that man. You don't really want to be friends with that man because that man's going to be just as flimsy as his handshake. Now, if that logic applies to a handshake, what is eye logic? Eye logic is if the man can't look at you straight, then don't think he's a straight businessman. That would be my logic. I could be wrong. However, I pose that to the family. That's just me. However, this guy's ties are coming out. And you got your Nabisco Karens doing the calling out. Let's go here.
Am I going crazy, or is this the same guy? Is the manager of the infamous Learning Center in Minneapolis also one of the guys that was dancing in the back of Mayor Jacob Frey's election victory video, the one that went super viral where he thanks his constituents in Somali for re-electing him last month? Ibrahim Ali claims to be the manager of the Quality Learning Center and says that there is no fraud going on whatsoever there. He very well may just have a doppelganger who happens to just like him that lives in the very same city he lives in, or he could be one of the Somali community leaders who is working with local electeds to keep some of these fraud schemes going. But that would just be crazy, right? I could be totally wrong to assume this. He's got a very unique face and hairline. I mean, he looks so similar to this guy going. I mean, hypothetically speaking, it would make sense.
Family, y'all let me know. Does that man look the same? Do they look like the same person?
I mean, he looks so similar to this guy going. I mean, hypothetically speaking, it would make sense that someone running a fraudulent business would have a vested interest in who is in control politically in the city where they're running said fraudulent business. And Jacob Frey is no stranger to simping for Somalia. Hell, he even puts out campaign videos in Somali for
Maaga Jacob Frey. Doke Magalada, Minneapolis.
And the cherry on top is that Governor Tim Walz, after being radio silent, finally comes out and puts out a statement days later, just a few minutes ago. And what does he do? He blames Trump. Trump keeps letting fraudsters out of prison. I'm curious, do you guys think this is the same guy? Because if I was the DOJ, I would be getting to know Ibrahim very well right now.
I'm going to be honest with you, family. All this really shows me, if this is happening, the level in which this is happening. So it's happening at the very, very ground level, the local level, and it's happening at the state level. Remember, I explained that you're not going to be able to just receive these type of federal funds if you didn't have somebody in office already who are delegating those funds to you, that are allocating those funds to you. This is what we're looking at right here. We have fraud at the high realms, and then on the very lowest levels in the local, there's fraud going on. So there's fraud back to back. He's out there partying with the goddamn mayor. With the mayor. And give me 1 second, family. Give me 1 second.
Introducing the B1 Rolodex, the easiest way to search for and support FBA and B1 businesses. Hundreds of entries from the Black grassroots for the Black grassroots. Free to use, free to download, constantly updated. Trouble navigating the document? Try using the map version. Notice a business missing? Use this simple Google form to submit an FBA or B1 business. Also submit anti-Black businesses, which are now being collected in that last tab. Find resources, contact numbers, and much more using the second tab. All the info you need to start practicing group economics today. Go to blacktruthunited.com. That's blacktruthunited.com.
All right, my apologies, family. All right, so like I was saying, there is fraud happening from the bottom all the way up to the top. And when I explained the last time we did this, we spoke about these Somalis. I said off the bat, everybody needs to be investigated from the governor all the way down to the trash man. Anybody who holds any type of elected office need to be investigated. That's it. It's that simple, especially when you have people who are scamming, dancing around with the new mayor of their town. That's what I get out of it, family. However, remember these folks, the very same center, they had up a sign that didn't say learning, it said leering, right? And so they found somebody with some sense, I guess you could say, partially, a little bit, to actually discuss what is happening and why it took so long for them to switch up that sign. Let's go here, family.
Why was the word learning misspelled?
That was a printing error.
And how long was it that way?
I don't know, but the printer, now that you guys have put the printer at bay, now the printer is reprinting that up again. So sometimes it's just hard to get printers to come out in the wintertime as the weather changes to put up new signage and things of that nature. And because we had different types of weather elements going on, it was just delayed. But for the simple fact, just because it is a misprint, everyone is taking that out of content.
It looks like it's fixed now, though.
So,
and who are these people here?
People. People, American. Oh, they're people.
Well, that looks like some data.
Family, do you think these people are American? Do you think she would feel the need to say American if they were American? Oh, we're going to get into some of that too, because this is exposed a little bit more than we thought it would. Shout out to our good brother, Crew Reality in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here, family. Let's continue.
Care kids.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know why y'all thinking kids are not coming. Like y'all are out here like they're not, like kids are not coming.
Now, family, I'm gonna run this back, and I want you to tell me, does this look staged to you? Somebody pop up, do an investigation. You guys are closed 24 over, and nobody can get in, nobody can see in. Everything goes viral. All of a sudden, there's a video clip that drops, and now you're showing children walking in. All of a sudden, everything is busy.
People, American. Oh, they're people.
Well, that looks like some daycare kids.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know why y'all thinking kids are not coming. Like y'all are out here like they're not, like kids are not coming.
Family, that seems staged to me if I ain't never seen nothing staged. And I've seen a lot of things staged. That's staged. In my humble opinion, you don't just have a viral video all of a sudden the next time someone come out, and I don't know who the woman is, but the next time someone comes out, all of a sudden now you just so happen to have children going in and going out when they came in the middle of your business day. They came in the middle of your work day. And nobody was there. There was no cars there. There was no buses there. Hey, I'm with you on that. I'm going to call bullshit too. That's what I got to do. I call bullshit. I'm one of those type of people that sees this type of stuff that happens right after. And I'm like, yep, somebody made a phone call and said, hey, y'all got to bring in some children. Who's to say it ain't their own children? I don't know. But that right there just seems weird as hell to me. You know what else seems weird, family? The FBI started to dig, started to scratch. And when you start to scratch a lie, in the words of Ray Charles's mama, you scratch a lie, you find a thief. And so the FBI started scratching and it asked about paperwork, documents. The funny thing is, when the FBI started to scratch, one of the daycare centers actually got into a situation where they claimed they were robbed. But just take a guess at what they were robbed for. The paperwork that the FBI was asking for. Oh, yes. We're going to go there. Let's go here. Exactly, my brother Crew. How convenient. I don't know. I don't believe in too many coincidences. Not like this. You have one coincidence where somebody popped up at one of your damn locations and everything is blacked out. Nobody's there. There's no cars there. You don't hear no children playing. You don't hear no laughter. You can't look through the window. Ain't nothing going on over there. Then the next day, someone comes out to do an interview with somebody, and all of a sudden, they're bringing in children. The FBI go to another center and ask about their documentation, their paperwork, their attendance history. All of a sudden, there's a break-in. You know, I don't believe in coincidences like that. One time is a coincidence. 2 times is a pattern. Let's go here, family.
Of what they say vandals did. Now, this is where they say the vandals got into the daycare through cinder block and appeared to be unsuccessful when trying many other ways. The daycare says it appears the vandals first tried to saw into the door of the Family Dollar next door in the shopping center, but that didn't work. The manager claims those who broke in went straight to the office, stealing information of the many children who were taken care of here.
We are not a part of any harmful things that are being said. We have no problem with CCAP, and our licensing has been good. Even the inspections. I want to say no intimidation is going to stop us.
Of what they say vandals did. Now, this is where
Sorry, family, the mic was muted. So that's what they said happened. However, I want to touch on some of the press conference here. And I want to start with the Nabiscos because, as you know, it got something to do with these Nabiscos too. I'm not just going to shine away from that. However, when you lay down with the devil and you wake up on fire, you can't blame the devil. Do I need to say that again? When you lay down with the devil and you wake up on fire, you cannot blame the devil. You have to blame yourself. You chose to lay down with that devil. Let's be very clear about that. Let me give a B1 salute to our sister Brenda Thompson in the building. Thomas in the building, my good sister. Thank you for being here, family. God dang. And Crystal Watson in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Now let's get with these Nabiscos and see what they had to say first, or what one of them had to say.
What happened here is absolutely unthinkable. And it is the direct result of the inflammatory rhetoric coming from the constant barrage of harassment from not only the current federal administration, but half of our Minnesota legislators as well. But now a random YouTube personality can cause this much fear. Fear needs to stop. Our children, our families, and teachers and providers work hard enough without feeling scared to come to work every single day. What happened here underscores that there is reason to be scared. I know the Minnesota child care system inside and out. I know how incredibly difficult it is to commit fraud in the child care assistance program. I also know that our child care providers who are of Somali descent are being racially targeted because I have witnessed it firsthand. We want the state to catch child care centers committing fraud. We want them to be held accountable. It hurts all of us. It hurts children especially, and it hurts child care centers that are working tirelessly to provide high quality child care. But fraud does occur across race, across income, and across geography. When a few child care centers that serve white children commit fraud, do we decide that every child care center that serves white children is committing fraud?
Family, notice how the Nabisco woman is throwing other Nabiscos under the bus to make sure that the Somalis don't have to deal with the consequences of their actions. This is whataboutism. That's what it is. They're concentrating on the fraud that's happening in her state, and she's like, well, what about all the fraud that, you know, my fellow Nabiscos commit all across the United States? Nobody blinks an eye. Yeah, we do. In the New Black Media, we consistently call out each and every one of them. whether you are Somali, whether you are Nabisco, whether you are Hispanic, whether you are Portuguese, whether you are from India, Indio, whether you're from goddamn Japan, whether you're from China, we do not care. Everybody gets called out. And you are right on point with that, my sister Andrea Jones, Jane Elliott's sister, just as ignorant too. Let's be very clear about that. So when she says this, what she's trying to do is point the finger somewhere else and say, if y'all don't treat them like that, that you shouldn't treat these folks like that. But here's the thing. These folks, and I'm with locking up the Nabiscos who are scamming too. Lock them all up. I'm with that 100% fold. 100% fold. However, these are immigrants doing it. And there are rules that you must follow once you become a citizen, naturalized or otherwise. And your immigration status can be revoked by doing things like committing fraud, committing crimes, period. And for those who don't know, you better go and read up on your immigration law. So it's not abnormal that this would be getting investigated. And it's not abnormal that it would be investigated state to state, especially if some of the same situations are happening, or it seems to be happening, in other states, which it seems to be. However, let's let her continue.
No, the Somali childcare community deserves that same respect.
All right, that's the Nabisco. Let's get over here to the Somali, quote unquote, management and what he was saying.
Yesterday morning, I was called by the owner because unfortunately someone came in to our daycare. We looked and saw what happened, and we saw that the suspect came in from the back, broke in from the back kitchen, and he also destroyed the wall to come in. As we walked around the daycare, we saw that our office doors was broken into as well. We saw that, unfortunately, there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone.
So the enrollment of the children and documentation for attendance was gone. Family, when have you ever heard of a robbery where someone breaks into a school or daycare, and the first thing they get a beeline for is the enrollment documents and the attendance documents? I've never heard of it. Usually, when someone is breaking into somewhere, it's because they want something tangible out of there. So if I'm breaking into a store, I'm going to want money or whatever's in the store that I can get out with my hands on that I can sell. If I'm breaking into a bank, you think I'm running into the bank to get employee records? You think I'm breaking into a bank to get any employee records? Do you think that I'm breaking into a bank in order to just find out who has accounts there? No, if I'm breaking into a bank, it's so that I can walk out with something tangible. Money. Money. And shout out to our sister Mia Kim. They said the glasses this man's wearing cost around $2,000. So what kind of daycare is he running to afford $2,000 eyeglasses? And you're absolutely correct. And you jumped a little bit ahead because I was actually going to show that. Yeah, people are calling that out. People are calling that out. A $2,000 pair of glasses. Yeah. It seems like I smell some scamming going on. Shout out to our sister Mia Kim. Let's let them continue. It's a cyborg. Oh, so there was checks taken from your checkbook. Okay. All right. So you had some checks taken, some check documents, check papers taken out of your checkbook. Okay. All right. So you should be able to track those checks then, right? You should be able to call the police and allow them to track those checks. Because if you're still in checks from a checkbook and you cash those checks, there's going to be some sort of video evidence of you cashing the check. There's going to be some sort of video evidence of you depositing a check. You see, that's why they have check numbers. That's another fantastic question, crew. Why not take the entire checkbook? See, these are questions that intelligent people would ask. But see, they had to throw something else in there because they knew if they just said that they went in there looking for enrollment documents and papers for attendance, everybody would be looking at this like, what the hell are you talking about, Kobe Bryant? As a matter of fact, I can't do it as well as Kanye. Go ahead, Kanye.
What the does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
That's what everybody would have been saying. And then they would have turned around and asked,
Did you take a stupid pill with your breakfast this morning, Admiral?
Because it just wouldn't make any sense. So yeah, they threw in that checkbook nonsense. They threw in they also took some checks out of our checkbook. Family, let me say this. I wouldn't be surprised if one of their little brothers did it just to cover their ass. Now, I'm not saying they did. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. That's all I'm saying. They used a center block to break in. They go in there and they get a bunch of frivolous documents that only benefits you as a company. It only benefits you as a company. And then they took a couple of checks. And I wouldn't be surprised if they try to trace those checks and those checks has never been cashed. Those checks has never even seen the light of day. Because if you were the people who broke into your own damn place, or if you paid somebody to break in, maybe you paid them with those checks. I don't know. But it wouldn't be smart to go and spend those checks. Anybody who's done any type of criminal activity would have enough street knowledge to know that. And you can't give it to somebody else because they'll tell the popo who the hell they got it from. Oh, this is a stolen check. We're going to take you in and we're going to let you deal with this. And here's a story. This is how I know this to be true. When I was younger, my dad gave me a car. He gave me one of the first, as a matter of fact, it was the first Volkswagen automatic. That's exactly what the car was called. It was called a Volkswagen automatic. And I didn't want the car because it needed a lot of work. You need to fix it up. But it was a classic. And so I put it online for sale. So over email, I was talking back and forth with someone. He was supposed to be in India who wanted to purchase the car. Now, this was when I was young and I was still a little naive, so don't judge me on it. The person said, I'm going to send you a check. It should cover the cost of the car, and it should cover the cost of shipping. I said, okay, great. So he sends me a check, a cashier's check, nonetheless. And so I thought it was all good and gravy. It was a cashier's check from Bank of America. I went to Bank of America to cash that check. They had me sit down and wait for the manager. The check was for about $12,000. I was selling the car for about $8,000. The manager comes out, but the police comes out with the manager. I get arrested without knowing what is going on. I get downtown and they tell me, hey, this is a stolen check. And I said, wait a second. Hold on. No. This was sent to me because I sold my car, or I was selling my car. The officer says, well, if you can get me the information to show that you were selling this car, then we'll let the DA know and they'll most likely toss the case away. I said, okay. I hopped on the phone with my mom's, and my mom's was able to go through my emails and print those out and give it to them. So that case went away. But my point is this: I had to prove that I was not the person who tried to scam the bank out of that money. So if they were to give those checks to anybody, if they tried to cash the checks themselves, oh, that would be a huge, huge issue. Fraud on a massive scale. That right there is federal. It's not state, it's federal. But I digress, family. I just find it very interesting that the only things that was taken were things that would prove your business to be legitimate. But let's let them continue. Hold on, just the past couple of days? Just the past couple of days? I thought that you guys were receiving these hateful comments ever since Trump said that he didn't want y'all in the country. I thought you were being profiled ever since then. Now all of a sudden, it's ever since Nick Shirley came around? Make up your mind. Nah, family. I'm gonna play a couple of clips to show that that's incorrect. If you ain't Somali, they turning you away. Let's be very clear on that. Let's continue though. All right. Let's get over here to what the Karen had to say about this.
So now that the feds are knocking on doors at these daycare centers in Minneapolis asking for paperwork, a lot of those Somali-owned daycare centers are trying to get their story straight. So this guy that you're looking at is a manager, I guess, at one of the daycare centers. It's called Nokomis Daycare Center right outside of Minneapolis. And he did this press conference. He called people together and said, hey, I've got something to tell you guys. And then he goes on to say that someone broke into their daycare center, okay, kicked open the back door, he said, through the kitchen, then broke the door in the wall, and then they took all of their documentation. So someone breaks in to a daycare center who's being asked to show their paperwork, and now they're saying, hey, that paperwork you want to see, by the way, someone broke in and stole it.
Unfortunately, someone came in to our daycare. We saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone.
So this was documentations, he says, like the children's enrollment information, employee documentation, and their checkbooks. So some people are saying, did he also say the dog stole his homework? I mean,
There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news, and we don't know why this is targeting our Somali community, as one video made by a specific individual made this all happen.
I mean, it's kind of an interesting situation, so we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, we definitely keeping an eye on it, especially when weird things like that come up. Especially when all of a sudden, after the FBI come asking for your business documents, all of a sudden your business documents just flat out disappear. Someone stole your documents. As she stated, the dog ate your homework. I've never used that excuse going to school when I didn't have my homework because it sounded stupid to begin with. To be honest with you, maybe dogs really do eat paper or eat homework. My dogs don't because they're trained. However, just hearing this, that's what I got out of it. Yeah, the dog ate my homework. But to be honest with you, let me put a little bit more on that. It's not just the dog ate your homework. You're basically saying the dog broke into your house somehow, found where all your important homework is. This is your finals. You didn't took days writing a 10-page paper. And the dog just so happened to know where the 10-page paper is and shreds it up. Family, these folks do not understand how bad they're making themselves look at this point in time at all. You got this other press conference because, you know, the Nabiscos, they don't want their meal ticket to go away because I'm telling you, the Nabiscos got their hand in this too. I'm pretty sure they're making some sort of money off of this too. The ringleader was a Nabisco woman from what I hear. So the Nabiscos are now standing behind the Somali community, pushing them to the forefront to speak for the Somali community. All because now there's claims that, hey, that child care money might be going away. Yeah, they finding all this fraud. They thinking that they're going to be taking away the child care. And so the Nabiscos go and grab an unvetted Somali woman to just read from a script. But she's basically going to have a Freudian slip. And she's going to tell you that scamming is bad. But then she's going to act as if she said something wrong, something that can get her in trouble. Let's go here, family.
Good morning, everyone. I'm not much of a good speaker, but I'll try my best. My name is Deco Noor. I'm a parent who receives federal funding for childcare for my kiddo.
Notice that she's reading a literal script. Literally reading from the script. Who the hell says I'm somebody who receives federal funding for childcare? Wouldn't you just say I receive funding? I'm somebody who's going to be affected by removing the funding? You're making sure to say, hey, we need those federal dollars. But let's continue.
Over 20,000 kids will lose access to child care programs. And that, that 20,000, thousands of children rely on child care, and thousands of parents rely on child care. Therefore, if child care will, oh my God. I'm currently a medical student. I rely on child care. I work. If child care is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand fraud is bad.
Uh-oh. She didn't think, uh-oh. What happened? Why'd you stop? Why'd you gasp? Is fraud not bad? Were you not supposed to say that? Let's let it do it. Let's do it again.
Understand fraud is bad. I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand fraud is bad.
Now, family, does that look like a nervous look to you? Or does it look like she said something that she knows that she shouldn't have said? Look at the way her eyes shift when she says that. She's looking around like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said, oh damn. And everybody like, take your time, take your time. Let's do it again.
Unable to work or go to school. I understand fraud is bad.
That is a look of somebody who know that they didn't fuck up. You know you done fucked up, don't you? You know you done messed up, don't you? You said something that you wasn't supposed to say, and now you're seeing that everybody around is watching you, all eyes on you. You basically just told us exactly what is popping off over there, and you wasn't supposed to even bring no mention to fraud. Shout out to Say What. This is the disgrace, man, and I'm with you. I'm with you 100% fold. Highly disgraceful. Highly distasteful. He said, can the chick read? If she can, it's not her own words. So, you know, she's baffled. She's baffled. I want to show you that this wasn't just a Freudian slip, family. She knows what happened. She know what she did. She know what she did. Because this Nabisco woman also knows what she did with her Freudian slip. Let's go here.
There are wait lists for these programs that are years long. There is fraud. There is that are years long. There is fraud. There is for these programs that are years long. There is fraud. There is that are years long. There is fraud. There is the fraud that is occurring is not at the hands of families. We need to be looking at who's in power, who's making decisions, who's guarding the purse strings of our tax dollars, my tax dollars too, and making sure that children have places to go that are safe for them to learn, parents can go to work, and providers can keep their doors open. That's what I have to say. I went a little off script. Thank you. There are wait lists.
Notice what she said at the end.
That's what I have to say. I went a little off script. And providers can keep their doors open. That's what I have to say. I went a little off script. Thank providers can keep their doors open. That's what I have to say. I went a little off script. Thank you.
I went a little bit off script. Thank you. So, from the Somali lady to the Nabisco lady, they're both basically reading from the script. Who's writing the script is the question. Who is writing the script? Because they're not doing a damn good job at it at all. They're doing a horrible job. Horrible. Shout out to our good brother Snatch Adams in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, my good brother. As well as our brother Isaac Holloway in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you. Family, these folks are not intelligent people whatsoever. While all these folks, you got the Somali woman talking about the fraud that she wasn't supposed to be talking about. And then you got the Nabisco woman outright saying there's fraud and then going back and trying to fix what she said. But guess what's happening in the Somali community? You got people coming out acting as if it is not a big deal that these people are scamming the government. It's only a big deal that they got caught scamming the government. Oh yeah, let's go here, family. Let's go here. Shout out and shalom to our family Rael in the building. Much love to you and thank you for being here. Let's go here.
Why is the Somali community under so much heat right now? Like, did I miss something? Hello? Gaalada oo haadkas ka dhaqi wayse anaga ay manacaynayaan. Anaga? Why problem? This is all low-key red Minnesota. Why is that not always there? Why would you get caught? You scammed the government cool. Why? Why? Oh my god, why would you get caught? You scammed the government cool. Why? Anyway, say why would you get caught? You scammed the government cool. Why? Why? Oh my god, the F that don't get that period. All now the galas are turning on us and they're questioning the legitimacy of all Somali businesses. Now this is horrible PR for us, but it's first of all, galam it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. Fuck. In Minnesota, I'm really disappointed and I'm really sad.
Did y'all hear her, family? It's okay when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. These folks think that it is their right to be here in America and scam Americans. They think because, the Nabiscos who have, immunity, legal immunity from the law due to their complexion for the protection and the selection. You thought you was going to be able to come over here and do what they do? We already want them locked up. You don't think we want you locked up too? Let's continue.
The galas are turning on us and they're questioning the legitimacy of all Somali businesses. Now this is horrible PR for us, but it's first of all, galam it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. Fuck. In Minnesota, I'm really disappointed and I'm really sad. I'm really disgusted with what you guys did. Like that durutan, I didn't mean shaky.
Family, do you think that she's disgusted by what they did, quote unquote, scamming? Or is she disgusted that they got caught scamming? This whole rant was about them getting caught scamming and how it makes the rest of the Somali community look. She's not disappointed. She's mad they got caught. That's what this is. She's mad they got caught. A B1 salute and shalom to our good sister Rosemary Gabar in the building. Much love to you, my good sister. Thank you for being here. Let's let her continue.
When they do it, it's a problem. When we do it, fuck. Red Minnesota, I'm really disappointed and I'm really sad and I'm really disgusted in what you guys did. Like that durten, I didn't meet shaky. I didn't know what I'm eat jarin. I didn't take joke high, spelling mistakes, move it to the high.
I don't know what she was saying because I don't speak Somali, but I did hear spelling mistakes. So she was talking about that damn sign. Even their own community is calling them out about that damn sign. All you needed was one N. But you would think y'all would have many of those N's because, god dang it, y'all love to go around calling people the N word. Just my humble opinion. Shout out to our good brother Black RU. He said the entire government knew, but the Somalis will be blamed, in my opinion. And I agree with you 100%. They're going to be taking the brunt of all of this. Why? Because you participated. They wanted a fall guy. You made yourself the fall guy. When you lay down with the devil, you can't be mad that you wake up on fire. A B1 salute. Shalom to our brother Snatch Adams. Thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my good brother. She's offended at the backlash, not the cause of it, and you are absolutely correct. She should have just kept that video. She shouldn't even put that video out. She should have left it in her photo, and she should have went in there and deleted it. What is up with these Somalis who don't understand that they're making the situation worse for themselves? Not just the Somalis, tethers in general. Tethers just when they get called out for something, all of a sudden, these folks think for some damn reason it would behoove them to jump online and start talking the whole gang of nonsense. As if nobody, and I do mean nobody, is going to see it and say, yeah, we got to get them up out of here. Y'all got to understand something. This is to the tethers. To the tethers, I got to let y'all know this. I want y'all to pull up a chair. Pull up a chair. I want you to get your notebook paper out, and I want you to get your pen, and I want you to take notes right now. I want you to understand something, and I want you to understand this clear. The Nabiscos don't like foundational Black Americans. In the very same way, they don't like you. Here's the difference. They have to respect foundational Black Americans. Why? Because we continue to put belt to ass. If you think for one moment that you get that same type of respect, you're absolutely wrong, because to these Nabiscos, you're nothing but a foreigner. Nothing but a foreigner. And if you really want to dig a little bit deeper on that, they don't like the fact that foundational Black Americans, they say we're entitled. Well, let's be 100% honest. We are entitled. We're entitled to everything that our ancestors built for and in this country. And they actually have to, they can't say nothing about it. They actually have to take a step back and understand and realize or hate it, because they can't check it. They got to respect it. But your ancestors didn't build nothing here. You came here in the 90s. You came here after my ancestors fought for you to be able to come here and not have to deal with the racism, the Jim Crow laws, and things like that here in America. So you don't have a right to be entitled to anything. Let me say that one more time. You do not have a right to be entitled here in this country, because you haven't built this country. Your ancestors didn't make or break this country. So just know, every time one of you jump online and you make things worse for yourself, the Nabiscos take note of that. And their hatred for you raises higher and higher, and it goes expeditiously through the roof. Oh, shout out to our sister Rosemary. That's a fantastic addition, especially Mudani and Dinesh D'Souza. And y'all seeing what Vivek is getting right about now? You tethers better learn, because I guarantee you, when they go to teach you, foundational Black Americans ain't stepping in to do and save nobody. Let's be very clear about that. Let me also give a B1 salute to Sexy Red in the building. Thank you for your super sticker. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my good sister. Appreciate you. Now, family. Oh, yeah. Vivek is getting his behind handed to him, and I love it. And I love it, too. He thought that it was just, Ann Coulter that didn't want him to be president. No. They don't even want you to be governor. They don't even want you to be the goddamn trash man. They wouldn't let Vivek be the dog catcher. Ain't that, wait, hold on. Is that an elected, see, I think a dog catcher is an elected official. So they wouldn't even let you be a dog catcher, my guy. You can take your barefooted ass right back over there, make some butter chicken or something like that, because you're done there. Snatch Adams says comptroller. Ain't even getting to the comptroller. Shout out to our good sister Val Hawkins in the building. Much love to you, my queen sister. Thank you for being here. Let's continue, because I want the Nabisco to touch on, the funding being taken away from the Somalis. Let's go here.
It is absolutely incredible to watch these Democrats, members of the communities that are perpetuating this fraud, fail miserably attempting to go and defend themselves. Two clips here. The first one, a young Somali mom talking about the need for funding and the concerns that funding is going to be shut off to these various social services programs. But watch what happens when she actually utters the words that fraud is bad.
If childcare is good, I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand fraud is bad.
So why did she stop talking? Because she said the thing that she wasn't supposed to say. Because she realizes that what she was saying was contrary to probably what she's been told. And that fraud isn't bad. And that fraud is justifiable in some circumstances. And to drive this point home, the woman who followed up this Somali mother tripped up and said this.
And I do see some signs over here that say stop fraud, and I agree, stop it.
There are wait lists for these programs that are years long. There is fraud.
So why did the second woman pause? Because she doesn't believe that fraud is bad. It's individuals like that second woman that have convinced individuals like the first woman, the Somali mother, that fraud isn't bad. That's why she got tripped up, because she was saying something contrary to what she's been told and what she believes. These programs are designed to be fraudulent. This is a redistribution of wealth that is completely justifiable in the minds of Democrats, as long as those that are perpetuating the crime continue to vote for Democrats. And here's the sad, pathetic reality about all of it. That second woman could have spoken the truth and said, fraud is happening, but we don't believe it's bad because we want to redistribute the wealth, because we're against capitalism and President Donald Trump, and we feel it's justified. If she said that and was actually honest about what these programs were designed to do, they still would not lose any Democrat voters. That's the sad reality of what we're faced with when tackling this fraud. I just hope that there's more of these press conferences. Hey, the show's back live on Monday, 6 until 9 a.m. Central Time on the iHeartRadio.
All right. We're done with you, Nabisco. Let me also do this as well. Got to do my due diligence on this as well. If it's happening on the Democrats, it's happening with the Republicans. Let me say that again. If it's happening with the Democrats, it's happening with the Republicans. It may not be Somalians, but you can bet your bottom dollar that there's the same kind of fraud going on the opposite side of the aisle. But right now, the spotlight's on the Democrats. And I don't have a problem with it, to be honest with you. I'll tell the truth. I don't have a problem with it because y'all didn't have a problem ignoring us. Y'all can't run to us now when you had no problem ignoring us when we were sitting there asking for what we needed. So let's be very clear on this. Yes, we know over here on this channel that both sides are doing the same thing. It's just the Democrats' turn to have the pendulum on their side. So let's continue, shall we? Exactly. Two wings of the same damn dirty ass bird. Exactly. Shout out to our sister Renaissance Woman in the building, as well as C. Phillips. Shout out to the both of you. Shalom. As well as Luke Skywalker in the building. Much love to all of you. Thank you for being here. Let's go here, family, because while we're out here calling everybody out on these things, and while the news is calling folks out, and we're really not the news, but certain news outlets are calling them out. Other news outlets are actually giving platforms to people to try to make it seem like, this is just a mean racist situation going on here. They couldn't get no black folk out there. They couldn't get no foundational black Americans out there to stand with them. So you know what they did? Do you know what they did, family? They brought out the DNC Rapid Response Choir. Oh, I bull stuff you not, family. I bull stuff you not. They brought out their Nabisco god dang Rapid Respond Choir. Let's go here, family. B1, salute to our good family. Only us in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. As well as Captain Cold Blooded in the building. Cold Blooded. Love it. Let's continue. Now, family, listen to what they're singing. Shout out, hello. Thank you for being here as well. Much love to you. Shalom. Listen to what they're singing, family. This joy that I have, the world ain't give it to me. And since the world ain't give it, the world can't take it away. Well, I don't know about the world, but I know Donald Trump can take away a lot of these Somalis' happiness by getting them up out of here. Yeah, I don't know what's up with these people. As soon as they get caught up in some shenanigans, all of a sudden they get all Christian. They like to sing hymns and ha's and oohs and ahs. This reminds me of the Letitia James situation going on in New York. Soon as she gets put under the microscope, all of a sudden she's in the church talking about they're not going to keep us quiet. They're not going to persecute us. We're not going to stay silent. This is all I get from these people. And you know who they're gearing this to. They're not sending out no dang choir in order to grease the people that look like them. No, they're trying to tug on the heartstrings of the Black Americans, the foundational Black Americans who actually go to church and believe in the Bible and believe in the Most High. They want to make this about race. We're saying it's not about race. So now they want to sit here and sing and do their little jubilee while acting as if we're going to come running over to them because they sung a couple of Christian songs. Most of us have walked away from the Christian church, to be honest with you. We might not have walked away from the Most High, but the church in itself is no longer the institution of Black empowerment. We know this. We knew it from way back when we saw people coming into our churches sabotaging us. When we saw people disrespecting what we were doing outside of the church. Let's be very clear about that. The second I walked into a church and the Bible says, come as you are, and people tried to change who I am, well, at least the appearance, the first day I step into the church, I stopped going into that church. Whatever church it is. And I used to do things purposely just to see what kind of church it would be. I'd walk into church with my Timbos on. I walk in with a do-rag on. Because the Most High don't care about what I'm wearing. The Most High care that I'm here, correct? Or that should be the correct. However, that wasn't the case. So most of us have seen things in the church that is not godlike, that is not Christian, that is not what Jesus would do, even though people run around asking, what would Jesus do? These same Nabiscos right here will sit here and tell you that we don't need reparations, but they're supposed to be so Christian. These same kinds of people will sit here and tell you that there's no more racism. These same type of Christians will sit there and try to convince you that Charlie Kirk was not racist. He was a Christian, God-fearing man. Oh, yeah, let's not forget that the Democrats voted with the Republicans to honor Charlie Kirk. But yet, this is demonic? Okay, let's let them continue.
Thank you for singing. Thank you, Rapid Response Choir.
All right, that's that. Shout out to our sister, Miss Nisi, in the building for this comment. Most Black churches are notorious for church hurt. 100. Appearances instead of substance. And you are absolutely correct, my good sister. And this is why a lot of people, the spirit of the Most High dwells within you and me. If we walk into a building that's supposed to be the house of the Most High, and we don't feel that spirit in that house, oh, we out of there. Why? Because we already understand that we're the temple of the Most High and the spirit of the Most High dwells within us. And if we're not feeling that same spirit in there, because the Bible tells you what, when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, then I am somewhere in the midst. If you walk in there and you do not feel that spirit, then what will you do but leave? What should you do but leave? Let's be very clear about that. So yeah, a lot of folks not dealing with all the stuff that's going on in the church nowadays. These pulpit preachers wanted to be all over Mr. Johnson's wife when he's not looking, want to be all over Mrs. Jones when her husband ain't looking. Want to depend on the women of the church in order to be their cash cows, because that's what it really is. A lot of these pulpit preachers love to make the women of the church their cash cows. So I understand why people have walked away, especially when you have such things like this going on. Rapid Response Choir, get the hell out of here. Thank you for that comment, my sister. Shout out to Sexy Red for this comment as well. Dr. John Henry Clark taught how Nabisco stole our spiritualism. His lecture, Islam, Judaism, and Christianity is all political. And I agree with you 100-fold. And this is another reason why I kind of said I wasn't able to do the broadcast yesterday, because yesterday is and was Dr. Henry Clark's holiday to me. It's his birthday. However, that's Dr. Henry Clark Day in my eyes, the first of every January. Our Grandmaster teacher made sure people such as myself was well studied in things like this. Well studied in how the Nabisco actually moves. It was just the tethers that just didn't listen, didn't pay attention. One of my favorite things that he talked about and what he spoke about was that this Nabisco woman came to him and said, well, why can't you guys pick yourself up by your bootstraps? Why do you guys got to depend on us to help you do that? And he says, he looked her in her eyes and said, because y'all stole our boots, you bigoted bitch. That is my favorite quote from my brother, Dr. John Henry Clark. So shalom and salute to him. Rest in paradise, rest in power forever. And our great dear teacher lives on forever through us. So thank you, Sexy Red, for that. Thank you for bringing that to light, as well as thank you for your super sticker. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, family. Now let's get over here, because it's not only the little pink vest out there doing their little, the world didn't give it to me. We got the little zesties coming out and saying his daycare centers was defunded. Now, I will say this. He may have been being facetious. I just find it a little funny, so I'm going to play it. Let's go here.
I own 65 daycare centers in Minnesota, and we are now having all of our funding taken away because of some misinformation posted on X by a random guy calling himself a journalist, saying that this is fraud, that $19 billion is too much to run thousands of daycare centers for people in Minnesota. And yes, the Somali community has a lot of kids, so they need a lot of daycare centers. Do you know how much crayons cost, Elon? Do you know how much tables, chairs, security, heating, food, educational books, and documents cost? They cost a lot of money. I'm spending $50 million a month on my daycare centers. And yes, they are empty because we are waiting for the children to come.
Now, family, in case he wasn't being facetious, he said, do you know how much crayons cost? Do you know how much notebooks cost? School supplies. This man said that he's spending $50 million a month. $50 million a month. My guy, you can give me 1 million. And out of those 62 schools, I think you said 60 something schools you say you had, you would have school supplies for all of those schools. I would order everything in bulk and have more than enough school supplies for all of those schools with $1 million. Hell, you can go to the Dollar Tree and buy out every Dollar Tree in this the whole area that you're in. You can drive around Minnesota purchasing all of their school supplies from the Dollar Generals and the dollar stores, the Dollar Trees and things like that for less than $1 million. I'm just saying, shout out to our sister Kiera in the building. I am Kiera, to be more specific. Shout out to you, my sister queen. Thank you for being here. As well as Punisher in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Exactly. That's a great point. That's a great point. You can buy a crayon factory for that. You can definitely buy a crayon factory with $50 million. Hell, god dang. I'm just saying. He has to be being facetious. That's why I'm saying he might be being facetious on this, but he might not be. That septum ring right there, yeah, that kind of makes me feel like he's not being facetious. Let's continue.
They cost a lot of money. I'm spending $50 million a month on my daycare centers. And yes, they are empty because we are waiting for the children to come. And yes.
And that's another part that makes me feel like he's being facetious. You spending $50 million a month? So you're spending $100 million every 2 months. Really? So for a year, you're spending $600 million. Really? That's why I said I feel like he's being facetious. However, let's let him continue.
Some of them are in sheds and shacks because we don't have enough money to fund all of the daycare centers. We need more cash, not less. And Tim Walz has done everything he can to make sure we get that cash. And now you want to take it away because of some misinformation you made up, because you don't like the fact that those of us in Minnesota and the Somali community need more daycare centers because the kids need somewhere to learn, somewhere to grow, somewhere to be while their parents are at work. It's not okay. You can't just shut us down. I take a salary because I need to get to work. I need 2 cars, one for work and one to get things to work, because I'm the one running 65 daycare centers on my own. What am I supposed to do? I need clothes. I need a roof over my head. I need a spare apartment near the daycare center so I can go home and, brush up on what I need to teach. These are necessities, expensive necessities, so people can have daycare. And now it's gone. I hope you're happy.
He said he needs 2 cars, one to get to work and one to get things to work. He said he needs an apartment by the daycare so that he could go home and work on the lesson plan. And he has 62 daycares, so that means there's 62 apartments. Yeah, I feel he's being facetious, family. We just don't call a spade. He's being facetious, but still, that's how ridiculous these other people sound too. That's how ridiculous these other folks sound as well. Let's continue, family. That's how ridiculous this officer sounds as well.
The Somali community here in Minneapolis has been welcoming and has shown love towards me, and I appreciate it. Over the last 3 years, we have been working together to try and address some of the real serious problems that we have in our community. We have to be honest at times with the problems that we're having in our community, and we need our community to help us fix those problems together because it's real and it's serious. At the same time, if people have taken anything that I have said out of context in a way that's caused harm, I apologize and I'm sorry for that because that's not my intention at all.
community hadda caruurteena inaan garab istaagno chiefkana waa u baahannahay annagana waa isku baahannahay
cashaan oo ka mid ah odayaasha community Soomaaliyeed iyo waalidiinta magaaladan degan ilmana ku koriyay.
The Somali community.
Family, people better be happy that I'm not the president. I promise you, people better be happy that I am not the president. Any community that does press conferences in a different language would be investigated off the back. Off the back. If you speak English, speak English. Don't be on national television being broadcast throughout the Americas speaking in Somali. I take that as a threat. I take that as national security threat. And I don't just mean for Somalis. I mean Mexicans, Italians, Puerto Ricans. If I see anybody on TV speaking in their native tongue as if they're not speaking to Americans, oh yeah, there's an investigation going to be going on. Aren't you guys assimilating into the country? No, you can't be assimilating into the country because you're not even learning the language of the country. Let's be very clear. Yeah, and you're right. You're right, my sister, but they love to claim that the U.S. has no official language. No, the official language has always been English. And that's why people have always come here and had to speak English. Up until the past 10 years, you would have to make a staunch effort in order to learn English, whether it's broken or not. But within the past 10 years or so, maybe 15 years, all of a sudden, nobody needs to learn English anymore. Everybody can speak their native tongue. Shout out to Cold Coffee in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. He said rolling tongue, clicks, and pops aren't acceptable explanations for an 8 Billy scam. Oh, yeah. No, you're absolutely right, brother. You're absolutely right. Oh, yes. Let's continue, family. Let's continue. So they ran up on one of the Minnesota representatives, and this was in Nick Shirley's little documentary series there. And I want y'all to hear what she had to say. And then we're going to jump over here.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
Okay, sir.
No.
Sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes or no?
Excuse me.
Yes. Are you?
If you're going to talk to me like
are
that,
you going to say I'm a disability advocate?
I heard you, and
get
we've got a chance
overstimulated
to testify.
No.
Ma'am, the fact that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue. How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath?
I think
Actually, it is a nonpartisan issue. But you wouldn't say that, would you, Nick Shirley? Because you're on the other side of the aisle instead of on the Democratic side. But I'm going to make sure everybody knows both parties is doing this. You dig deep enough, I guarantee you'll find not just both parties are doing it, maybe all three. The left, the right, and the Green Party. But let's continue.
You've been listening to our hearings. We've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who both Democrat and Republicans. I think what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There's been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud within the Trump administration. We have is fraud. Public-private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again, it is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Now, family, this woman made it very clear that it's happening on both sides of the aisle, just like we just discussed. But yet, you guys are the ones right now in the spotlight. So yeah, we know it's happening on both sides of the aisle. However, the smartest thing this woman could have done is distance herself from the party in itself on that talking point. Yes, there is fraud happening. And right now, I'm discussing with my party how we got to comb through the bills. We got to comb through the budget, the dockets. We got to make sure nobody's getting money that shouldn't be getting money. We got to have more oversight. I'm talking to my party about this now. And we're in the midst of making sure that happens. That could have been the smartest thing she ever said. Instead, she said they're stopping payments to any. They're going to stop cutting checks to anybody who stopped payments. You guys are saying keep the money flowing, even though there's widespread and outright fraud happening in people's faces. That's not going to go down well. Let's go here, family, because I want to show you it's not just daycares now. Let's get to some more fraud. One of the people that was in the feeding our children back in the news. Let's go here, family. Now it moved over to assisted living homes. Yep. Let's go here.
This may look like your typical single-family home, but it bills itself as an assisted living facility, and it receives a lot of taxpayer money. Here in Minnesota, the number of people getting help in assisted living facilities is up, double the growth of other programs. But here's the kicker. The rate of payment in this assisted living space is 10 to 15 times the growth in other programs. Hi. So we pulled the data on assisted living facilities in the Minneapolis area. Minneapolis, as you might expect, has a lot, 169. St. Paul, with a population of 307,000, has 83. But Brooklyn Center, 30,000 population, has 106. And Brooklyn Park, population of 84,000, has 181, more than Minneapolis, a city 5 times its size. But this assisted living facility puts this all in perspective. It's owned by a man indicted for laundering $1 million in the Feeding Our Future scam. He's Gandhi Mohammed, now Gandhi Abdi Kadai, and his LLC owns the homes. His wife runs the assisted living facilities, and the state is continuing to pay as he awaits his trial. We went to each of them.
We're curious because the man who owns this building was indicted in the Feeding Our Future scandal. Do you know that?
No.
Don't know that?
Did he what?
Do you know the Feeding Our Future scandal? This the scam that was there's all these indictments related to false, billing on feeding children.
No, that's not true.
That it's not true. That
That's not true. The way I know that, no.
These assisted living facilities received over $2.3 million in state money last year alone. A Minnesota Reformer article says he has been paid a whopping $49 million since 2016.
How is it possible that this person who's been indicted in Feeding Our Future also is still collecting checks from the state, running these assisted living centers with his wife?
I honestly have no idea. It seems like the most basic due diligence would have been to run a check of all the people indicted in Feeding Our Future and then make sure they're not getting paid from other state programs. And at least in this case, and I've heard perhaps in others, they didn't do that.
State Representative Kristen Robbins is the chair of the House Fraud and Oversight Committee here.
So this person owns assisted living facilities and his wife runs the service provider part of it. So he owns the property. One of the properties was purchased with the same shell company he used to money launder in Feeding Our Future. And now that same shell company has been used to buy a new assisted living facility property. It's unconscionable that they haven't done the most basic due diligence to cross-check that Feeding Our Future defendants aren't getting additional state money.
Now, we reached out to this man and his wife, and we got to hear back. We also reached out to the Department of Human Services here, and they gave us a statement. In part, it basically says, ultimately, they can't cut funding from this guy because he is simply a landlord, essentially because his wife runs the services for these assisted living facilities, essentially kind of passing the buck.
Yeah, Rich, when you think about the potential money that was squandered instead of helping people that need it, it really is so hard to comprehend. Excellent investigative reporting.
Our good brother Iron Will asks a question, ladies and gentlemen. Who's the bigger scammer? Is it Nigerians or Somalis? At this point in time, Somalis are giving Nigerians a run for their money, but it's still, in my eyes, it's still going to be Nigerians. They're around the world, the globe, scamming in the way that they're scamming. They're scamming degrees and all kind of stuff. Somalis, they're scamming here and also in other places as well, the UK and things like that. But I hear about a lot more scams with the Nigerian than I do with the Somalian. That's just my humble opinion. Shout out to Detroit Muscle in the building. Much love to you. I can appreciate this comment. I don't want them deported. I want them in jail. I want them both. I want them both. I want them to be locked up 20 years plus. And then when they get their ass out, they get deported. Just in that order. So I can understand your statement and I can agree with that statement. But I want both to happen. I want them locked the hell up and deported. Think about it like this, family. If this was black people doing this, and I mean foundational black Americans doing this, all of those properties would have been seized already. Why haven't they been? The man has been not only arrested for the scam, but one of the shell companies that he was using for the scam, he used to purchase the property. Why isn't it being seized? Like I said, this is all from the top down. These folks got people in their pocket from the top down. See, the federal government should be able to go in there and seize that property as well. All those properties. Because they were purchased using ill-gotten gains. But no. You ain't seeing what you would see if they were foundational Black American. You're not seeing god dang trucks and trucks of god dang ICE agents pulling up, taking these Somalis out of these houses, and then seizing the property. That's what we should be seeing. They're allegedly getting kickbacks. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. There's only one way to look at this. That's why I'm not tripping off the Nabisco. The Nabisco is just as implemented in this as everybody else. Tim Walsh, he's implemented just like everybody else. As a matter of fact, they was booing Tim Walsh because of the fact that he removed money from the VA budget to do all kind of other stuff for illegals. Let's go here. Bull stuff you not.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Well,
damn. They're out there calling Tim Walsh a coward. Well, he did lie about his, military record. But I digress. Let's continue.
welcome to the Capitol. It's great that you're all. Sir, you're welcome to come. Let me finish. Let me finish and vote.
Hey, sir, he doesn't have fucking votes, sir. Shut your mouth.
Oh, hey, there's some passion in the building, which is a good thing.
Reaction to some of the boos that you got out there and some of the heckling.
Yeah, and some of the thank you. And this guy wanted to go help me brawl the guy. Look, that's what they're going to do. These folks come here. They're going to have to face reality. Some of these guys voted for what's happening at the VA and they don't like it. Some of them come up here and are saying they're supporting folks who are voting against this. The House budget is grossly underfunded in veterans and it has to change. Thank you all.
So everybody is really catching that hell right now in Minnesota. Everybody's catching that hell in Minnesota, but it's not stopping in Minnesota. It's not. It's actually going a lot farther than Minnesota. Let's continue, shall we? Let me give a B1 salute to our sister Opal Ivy once again for this comment. The feds are building RICO charges, money laundering charges, embezzlement charges, and a deeper, longer extension of domestic criminals that the feds are trying to catch up with these Somali. You know what? I hope so. I hope they go and wrap up everybody, like I said, from the top down. I hope so. Shout out to our sister for that comment there. Family, let's go over to Ohio, shall we? Because come to find out, yeah, it's happening in Ohio too. Let's go here.
So right now we are in front of the Great Minds Learning Academy. This is one of the many daycare centers, learning centers here in Columbus, Ohio that are associated with the Somali community. So we wanted to come out to Columbus, Ohio and investigate what might be going on in the second largest Somali community in the United States of America. So this place here is the first place we're gonna knock and we're gonna see if anybody picks up or answers the door. Let's see. So it's locked. We're ringing the doorbell here. Knocking on the door. nobody's picking up. So we're not sure what the hell's going on here, but we're gonna get out of here. Now there's somebody over there. How you doing, sir? I'm sure you see the reports over the weekend about all the daycare centers in Minnesota. We just wanted to see what was going on. Did you know anything about this place here?
It's a daycare center owned by Somalians and stuff like that.
You ever see any kids there?
No, because they use the back door, so I won't know if they is.
They use the back door?
Yeah, I've never seen nobody come in, but they use the back door.
But have you ever seen any kid? You live around here?
Yeah, on this building right here.
Oh, you're in this building?
Yeah.
You're in this building too? Let me ask you, have you ever seen any kids in this place here?
No, not that I know of. They use the back, so I've never seen nobody come out the front.
You've never seen anybody over there?
No, not at all.
I've just seen the building itself. I've never seen nobody come out the building or go in the building.
So we came to the back, just like those guys suggested, and there's nothing here. You know, we can keep poking around, but there's so many of these centers to go to. We're just getting started.
So that's one place in Ohio. Columbus. And I ain't talking about Christopher. There's some stuff going on. Shout out to Reality Gaming in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Family. Dada C says some of the scammers left everything and there was ICE agents, but nobody's there. Yeah, hey. This is what they're doing, family. Apparently, allegedly. Let's go here. This is where somewhere else in Ohio. This is another one of their centers.
Today, I'm showing you 161 Childcare in Columbus, Ohio. And as you can see, it does not look like a childcare center at all. It is locked. It says it's open. There's a little desk right there, but the ceiling's all falling out and stuff like that. And if you come around back, you can see that this place is just a total dump. Literal just debris everywhere. This is a question. How do you enroll? How do you enroll your children here? You can't do that? No kids? So how can I enroll my children? It says you get public money through. You get public money.
Notice what she's telling this man. He's asking her, how can I enroll my child here? And she said, that is not your business. That is not your business. Ma'am, if you're publicly funded and he wants to enroll his child in your daycare center, it would be his business. It would. It's publicly funded. It's supposed to be open to the public. It's not a private business. He should be able to at least get a brochure from you. Why are you sitting here so angry about this? That is not your business. That is not your business.
How do you enroll? How do you enroll your children here? You can't do that? No kids? So how can I enroll my children? It says you get public money through. You get public money through Ohio. You get money through the state of Ohio. This is a money that gets.
Hey, that Nabisco woman says she on her way to Minnesota to make some billions. Family, and that's a good question there. Shouldn't Vivek be looking into or know about this? Ain't he running for the governor of Ohio? I'm going to be honest with you. Vivek don't give a damn. As long as he's getting his funding coming in, he's not going to go looking for this until somebody put it on his desk. And even if he was to say anything about this, then people are going to start bringing up how Vivek got his money. Yeah, Vivek ain't clean at all. But let's continue because we got a few more here. This is also Ohio.
You have just reported you to the police, okay?
Okay, that's fine. I'm not breaking any laws.
You are racist.
I'm not.
Huh?
I'm just asking, is this a child care center?
I know who you are.
Okay, is this a child care center?
Terrorist.
I'm a what?
Yeah.
I'm a what?
He called him a terrorist. You are a terrorist. He called him a terrorist.
What? Did you say I'm a terrorist?
I know who you are. Fucking guy.
We are here at the Bonatti Childcare 2 LLC on Cleveland Ave in Columbus, Ohio at 5 p.m. On a weekday. It says that they are open from 6:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Sunday. And, it's 5 p.m. right now, and we'll knock on the door and see if anyone's actually here. Doesn't look like there's anyone that would be here. Certainly not a place that I would want my children, if I had kids, to be. Wait a couple more seconds, maybe give another knock. Don't hear anything, no cars, and it's 5 p.m., so there would be, you would think, lots of pickups going on if this were actually a active childcare center. There's a camera right there, right up there, you see. So they do have some sort of activity going on. There's a boutique right next door, so with Arabic writing on it. There's someone looking through now the corner, so she just pops through. I don't know if she's gonna come out or not. I didn't see any kids in there, don't see any pickups going on, but there was a woman in there, so she did peek through, not opening the door. We'll wait another 10 seconds or so, we'll see. Don't believe they're gonna be coming to the door, but there was someone peeking through right through that window, so. There are people in there, or at least one person that we know of. Does not appear to be an actual daycare center, though, so should be some investigations going into this soon, hopefully. Hey, man, is this a childcare center? Hey, is this a childcare center?
Why are you recording?
I'm asking a question. Is this a childcare center?
Why are you recording?
Is this a childcare center?
No,
it's not.
Stop recording.
It's not a child. Why can't I record?
Stop recording. You're resisting. Why are you recording?
Because I'm curious if this is a childcare center.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ohio.
No. Who's in you?
Me. I'm an independent person. I own my own company.
So you are a YouTuber, so you need social media.
I mean, I represent myself.
You have just reported you to the police, okay?
Okay, that's fine. I'm not breaking any laws.
You are resisting.
I'm not.
Huh?
I'm just asking, is this a childcare center?
I know who you are.
Okay, is this a childcare center?
Terrorist.
I'm a what?
Yeah.
I'm a what? Did you say I'm a terrorist?
You are resisting. I know who you are. Fucking guy.
You said I'm fucking gay, I guess? Is that what you just said? Are there any kids in there? Is this an actual childcare center? Okay. Have a good one.
Family, shout out to our good sister Cooking with Miss D for this comment. Nothing is going to change because everyone's getting paid. And that sums this up in the best way possible. That a lot of these folks are getting their palms greased, so ain't nobody caring. All the way, the police chief, the goddamn city councilman, the mayor, the governor, the lieutenant governor, comptroller, everybody's getting a little bit of that something. And everybody wants to stand for the Somalis because everybody getting a little something. What the something is, that's the bigger question. Sanctuary Safe House. You are absolutely correct, brother. Absolutely correct. Let's go here, family. Let's move over to Washington, shall we?
I know just about everyone has seen the videos from Nick Shirley talking about what's happening with the Somali daycare centers in Minnesota. But did you know that in the state of Washington, there are 539 more Somali daycare centers? 539, each receiving somewhere between $1.5 million to $4 million taxpayer money every year. Now, what do you think is going to happen when Nick catches a plane out to Washington? Do you think he's going to find that these Somali daycare centers actually have children there? Or do you think like me, and you think he's going to find more of the same that he found in Minnesota? But like, I just want y'all to think about that for a second, because like when we think about government spending, we're like 1.4 million, 1.5 million, 4 million. That's not that much money. First of all, yes, it is, especially since we're talking about state taxpayer funds. But I want you to think about that number for a second. 539. And let's say all of them got the minimal funding. If they each only got the absolute minimal funding, that's $755 million. What's more likely is it's over $1 billion. That is $1 billion of your taxpayer money going to people who aren't actually running a daycare, or as they were in Minnesota, a leering center. So either you care about fraud, waste, and abuse, or you don't. And that'll be determined whether or not you want to speak up about this. But if you're not going to speak up about this very obvious fraud, you're not going to speak up about billions of dollars of waste. That is obvious. Could you do me a favor and just shut the fuck up about everything else?
Okay.
I know.
So let's see what happens when we go over to Washington, shall we? Let's go here.
That ring. So as you can see, no one here is answering. It's just past 10 a.m. right now. Oh, looking to get some information about childcare. Okay, so as you can see.
Now, family, notice that this is a residential area. Now, I do know that there are some child care centers that are being ran out of their homes, out of people's homes. However, there is licensing and things of the such that you must have in order to run a child care center out of your home. So let's just make sure that people understand that fact right now. You can't just run a makeshift child care center out of your home without the proper documents, the proper paperwork. But let's continue.
I just asked about childcare. Is this childcare for children? It's not? Yeah, I just want to make sure this is Tawakkul House. Okay, just want to make sure. What's the email address? This is Noreen Childcare here at 2918. Okay, how come I can't receive childcare here? Okay, face covering required. I saw this location on the Department of Children, Youth, and Families. I just saw you go in a moment ago, ma'am. Are you unfamiliar with this address right here, 2918, is listed?
I don't know.
The kid started to answer honestly, and his dad then became a bit panicked and rushed him inside. Hello? I saw you move the blinds. I'm just looking for some information about childcare, daycare. Looking for information about childcare, please. So the person just moved the blinds over there.
Now, family, I want you to also notice how many doors he's knocking on. These are all in the same neighborhood. All of these are supposed to be child care providers, and all of them are in the same damn neighborhood, on the same damn city blocks.
Absolutely someone here. This business is open right now, according to the DCYF website. If you've seen the Nick Shirley story on YouTube about Minnesota, where they've got all those facilities over there and they're listed as, operating 24/7, 365. So I came down here as a journalist to see if that's in fact what's going on. This Seattle Housing Authority location is listed as having within a 3 square block area.
So these folks caught the po-po on him for going, I would say door to door, but since it's supposed to be child care to child care, knocking on the door, asking questions about it. And to be honest with you, they don't have to answer any questions. They don't. But it just looks weird. No brick and mortar. All of these child care companies, quote unquote, finger quotes, are in the same damn neighborhood to each other. In proximity to each other, just close. It just makes no sense to me. And all of them are being operated out of a home rather than a brick and mortar. Let's let it continue.
As having 20 facilities operating childcare at them. Okay. And so far, only one of them appears to be legit.
Okay. You have a gun. Okay. Well, the issue is that now they're saying that you lifted your shirt in a way to demonstrate that you were armed. You didn't. There's no intention. No. Okay. Well, don't lie to me. You were there. There was someone back there. There was someone over here. Did you feel fear for your safety? Like what was going on?
Notice how the officer, instead of taking what he said, he asked, did you lift your shirt at any point in time and insinuate that you had a piece on you? He said, oh, no. And the officer said, don't lie to me. If he wasn't there, how would you know he's lying? It seemed as if you're doing the job for the Somalis. Let's roll it back.
You lifted your shirt in a way to demonstrate that you were armed. You didn't. There's no intention. No. Okay. Well, don't lie to me. You were there. There was someone back there. You someone over here. Did you feel fear for your safety? Like what was going on?
No, I didn't feel fear. I didn't feel fearful for my safety. I was just like, hey guys, what are you doing? That's
Okay.
what was going on.
And so to that end, did you ever remove your shirt to reveal that you're armed? You can tell that the community is upset at large. And so if we just walk away from this, then obviously that's going to have, well documented after effects.
I get, okay? I have kids sleeping in my room.
So, yeah.
I'm going to DCYF Child Care Center. I'm going, there's licenses for this place. I'm going there to see if.
Question. These folks are so upset with this man. Why didn't you just give him a brochure? Why didn't you just give him a business card? Why didn't you just say, hey, we don't have any open spots? You come out yelling and screaming saying you have kids sleeping in the room. It ain't like he walked into your house, and it ain't like you opened the door for him to even see what he wanted. Y'all waited till the police came, and then y'all all piled up outside trying to get the police to get him to leave. That's exactly the Somalis pulled a Karen move. And the popo over there, they're obliging in that Karen move. And this is the first time I've seen anybody without the complexion for the protection using somebody with the complexion for the protection to protect them from somebody with the complexion for the protection. That is wild to me. And they actually approach him with a little hostility. A B1 salute and shalom to our sister Sybil in the building. Much love to you and thank you for being here, family. Much love. Shalom as always. Let's move it back a little bit.
There was someone back there. You someone over here. Did you feel fear? Okay. Well, the issue is that now they're saying that you lifted your shirt in a way to demonstrate that you were armed. You didn't. There was no intention. Okay, well, don't lie to me. You were there. There was someone back there. You someone over here. Did you feel fear for your safety? Like what was going on?
No, I didn't feel fear. I didn't feel fearful for my safety. I was just like, hey guys, what are you doing? That's
Okay.
what was going on.
And so to that end, did you ever remove your shirt to reveal that you're armed? You can tell that the community is upset at large. And so if we just walk away from this, then obviously that's going to have, well documented after effects. So,
I get, okay? I have kids sleeping in my room.
so yeah.
I'm going to DCYF Child Care Center. I'm going, there's licenses for this place. I'm going there to see if you guys have applications for service.
Yeah.
You have it right?
Yes, it's a business. You've seen my journalism, so you guys know I'm not a provocateur looking for a fight. I think I probably am going to just head out of this community right now. I mean, I've got 12 out of 20 places, and out of those places, 11 seem incredibly suspicious. One seems legitimate. Okay, wow, that's crazy. This is absolutely. What?
I'm gonna wait till I come in my house.
No. You want me to come in front of you?
No, just go, sir. Have a good night.
That's not like a threat or something, is it?
No, it's okay.
Okay, all right. Have a good day. Whoa. Wow. Intense. Seattle Housing Authority District here in Rainier Valley, here in Southeast Seattle. With as many people showing up as there are, and kind of ugly that was starting to feel, I think I'm gonna probably call it good for today. I mean, that's pretty intense. You've got 2917, 2918, Aaliyah and Rihan right around the corner. A lot of people getting angry here, and I think we know why. And then Tawako, Basha, Ilhan, Bright Family Daycare, Honey Home Daycare, Ayla. There's 12 of them that I've been to now that have indicated that they mostly are not operating above board. So I think what I'm going to have to do now is go and get some public records requests done. So what I'm going to do is head out of the area right now, keep my head on a swivel for sure.
This man counted 12 daycares in one area. Where you ever see that at, family? I have never been to any location, and I've been to many states in these United States. I've never seen a cluster of businesses in the same location, especially when they're the same business. If I see a cluster of businesses, it's usually a super mall or something like that, right? But you usually do not see on one city block 12 subways. On one city block, 12 Home Depots. On one city block, 12 Walmarts. When have you ever seen that, family? I can guarantee you, not never. That is suspicious in itself. A B1 salute and shalom to our good sister Brooke in the building. Much love to you, my sister Queen. Thank you for being here. Family, let's go here.
Oh yeah, I was trying to find the local daycares. You guys know about what's going on? The licensed property. If you have a complaint, go to the state. Okay, I was trying to find out if you guys are a daycare. I was just trying.
Now, notice what this woman just said. She said this is a licensed property. If you got a problem or you have a question, go talk to the state. Why would he need to go and talk to the state about your business? I got to ask the question. Why would someone need to go and talk to the state when it's your business? Unless the state has stakes in your business. Let's let it continue.
See. No, there's nobody online to ask. So I'm just trying to ask you guys. No, you don't have to ask us anything. I don't have to? I do. I have a question. I was just asking you. Okay, you guys were listed on the website and a bunch of websites, so for daycares. So. It's yeah, no, you can. Yeah, I have. You can go door to door. So if you have any questions, go call the child care tech and they'll give you whatever information you need. Okay, so you guys aren't a daycare then? They're not a public daycare, right? Okay, I didn't think so. Oh, I can, yeah. So these ones were really hostile. I just knocked on the door just to see if it was a local daycare listed on the websites. She said contact the state. Interesting.
Shout out to Claude, Nilly, Francis, Amos for this statement. Thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, family. If you want to understand any problem in America, you need to look at who benefits from that problem, not at who suffers from that problem. Dr. Amos, white supremacy allows this to keep FBAs at the bottom caste, and you are correct. You're absolutely correct. And when everybody is running around here acting as if this isn't our problem, this isn't an issue that we should care about because they're scamming the government. No, you're scamming us. We are the government. Now we select representations, but there is no government without the people. So yeah, we're affected by this. Our children's affected. All it takes is for one goddamn scammer to mess up everything, and then they want to cut off any program that black folks participate in. Y'all saw what they tried to do with the damn SNAP benefits. That was a social experiment in my eyes. And then they saw that it affected more of their Nabiscos, their precious Nabiscos than anything. And they found a way to get that through, didn't they? Shout out to you, family. Thank you for that comment. Once again, I appreciate you tenfold, family. Let's hit this last house up. Let's go here.
So we don't know what you're looking for, though.
We're just checking up on them. Seeing different ones.
You cannot come to my house.
I can ring the doorbell and say hi.
No, you cannot.
Yeah,
You cannot. This is my property.
Oh, I know.
Call the police and say hi. I have a kids. I don't know. I'm not sure if you're a criminal. If you're a child molester, you need to leave my door alone.
Okay, I'll leave.
The kids
You
say
ask me to leave, I'll leave.
No. You guys
You
are
don't
not.
want me
Do you know you have to go through background check in order to come to somebody's house?
No, you don't.
Do you understand?
What the hell is this woman talking about? Do you know you need to go through background check to come to somebody's house? This is what they're letting in the country? People that don't know the law, that make up the law, that act as if they got the law on their side, when the fact of the matter is y'all too afraid to open the door for ICE. You want to talk about the law? Now, what you actually can say is that you have to have a background check to work at a daycare center. Yes, you do. You need to have a background check to work with children in general. Here's another fun question. I'm just wondering, were there any background checks done on any of these Somalis? Since, you know, they all have child centers and they have places where children play and, you know, they watch children all day. I would like to know if there was background checks done on them. Because I don't believe that there were. And if there were background checks on them, then yeah, some of the scammers, I don't think that they would be getting into a whole new scam. Now, would they? But I digress. Shout out to our family, a law solution in the building. Much love to you and thank you for being here, family. Let's let her continue.
Do you know you have to go through background check in order to come to somebody's house?
No, you don't.
Do you understand?
can
You
knock on
cannot.
the
You
door.
cannot walk. You cannot walk in
Yes, you
at
can.
childcare.
I can knock on the
Keep
front
safe. No, you need to leave
I
right
will
now.
leave. Thank you. You guys have a good
Leave
day.
my property.
Okay.
If you do that, we have your information and we saw it already in the system.
There's no right to privacy.
No,
in public,
that is
so
privacy.
You guys have a good day.
This is
You
our
guys have a
property.
good day.
The second you opened that door, the second you came to that door where you were visible, he has all right to record you. There is no expectation of privacy in public. Once you walk out that door, you are in public. Once she came to the door with her phone, she is basically in eye view. I don't know where are these people, like, this is what we used to vet before the doors just got cracked wide the hell open. How intelligent are these people? Clearly, they haven't taken any classes, no law class, no civics class, no class in general. They spell learning without the N, leering.
You have a
Don't be
good
so
day
emotional. It's
too.
okay.
No,
Have
know
a
your
good
rules.
day.
Know your rules before you come to this place. Know your rules.
Have a
Know your
good
rules.
have a good day.
You
Have a
choose.
good day.
Know your
You
rules
guys have a
before
good
you
day. I'm just going to all the local daycares. I've gone to a bunch of them today. Everybody's been very nice. This isn't harassment. I knocked on the door and said hello. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys. You guys have a wonderful New Year's, okay? Thank you. Have a happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, guys.
Let me show you what's supposed to have happened, family. Let me show you what was supposed to happen when he knocked on those doors. Let's go here.
So let me take you guys, for all the people in Minnesota that know, I'm at my son's school right now. Let's walk in. All right, so I'm gonna go to this front door right here, right? All the people are like, oh, we'll just let Ramsey in. Well, you can't just let Ramsey in because it's locked, right? So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna ring this bell right here. They're gonna let me in. You see how that works? They see me. Hi guys. All right, just in case nobody. And also, if I need a brochure for the daycare, nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Hey, how are you? How are you guys? Hey, yeah, nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Hello, how are you? Thank you. How was he today? Okay, good. Good. Oh, I didn't even notice if I want a business card. I can get a business card too, guys. See how that works? I walk out, the door automatically locks. Also, sorry guys, if I need something, there's something right here that I could get. You feel me? So this is what I'm telling you. Why did none of those daycare owners offer Nick Shirley? Come on, babe. You ready? Why didn't anybody say bye, boys? Offer Nick Shirley a brochure. Say bye to your friend. It's cold, y'all. His hands are gonna be frozen. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Nick Shirley's not crazy. It's simple. They could have handed him a brochure. Say bye, boys.
And why didn't they hand Nick Shirley a brochure? It's just that simple. They were going off on this man due to the fact that he was knocking on the door. All they have to do is say, hey, what can we do for you? Oh, I'm just trying to see what you guys would need in order for me to enroll my child. Well, here's an application. Here's a brochure. Give us a call when you're done, or you can email it, or you can drop it off in the mailbox. That simple, that plain. He ain't got to see the children. He ain't got to come in the house. He ain't got to do none of that. Because that's what a functioning business would do. If they're depending on the community to fund them as a business, they're going to be nice to that community. You don't disrespect people who are supposed to be a part of your community. I thought y'all was here helping everybody, watching everybody's kids. And it goes to show that's not what was going on. Exactly, Brooke. They think we stupid. Oh, but we're far from it. High ground intelligence. Family, you know where the money is going outside of those properties that they're purchasing. This is why the FBI and the CIA needs to be involved in this, because now they're going to have to go over to places like Kenya in order to figure out where some of that money is going. They, you know, the saying, follow the money, follow the money. Let's go here.
Look what I found in the Kenyan newspaper, y'all. This is U.S. agents tracing Somali fraud money in Minnesota back to Kenya. This is their USD. This number right here in alphabets, this is $250 million plus. But they're tracing all the money back to residential and commercial properties in Kenya that they're planning on ceasing. They have an agreement with the Kenyan government. So the Kenyan government is in cooperation with the United States. They have a mutual agreement treaty that they both signed. You have the FBI out there. You have the IRS investigation division that's working on this, and you have the DOJ that's working on this. Now, what I find interesting is so far, all that Somali scam money that they traced to Kenya to buy real estate and commercial properties, none of that money they invested in their own infrastructure. The money that they found that was sent back to Somalia was towards Al-Shabaab, to create more chaos, to create more violence. But to actually build the infrastructure and invest in Somalia, even though this money is they obtained this money fraudulently, they never took none of that money back to invest back in Somalia, except the further destruction of Somalia. It's just a random thought. But yeah, they thought they got away with this, but all this property is about to be seized. Trust and believe, all this property is about to be seized because the Kenyan government is cooperating with the United States.
That's one part. Let's go here.
That money in Minnesota that they scammed, you know where it went to? They brought up city blocks in Eastleigh, Nairobi, Kenya. Check this out.
Somali people, you must tell us where you're getting this money. And I can tell you, every street in Eastleigh right now has more than 10 buildings under construction. You'll see these buildings covered with nets and under construction and not yet complete, or at least recently completed. Every street. And remember, Eastleigh has 12 streets. First street, second street, all the way to 12. And every street has like 10 high-rise apartments under construction or recently finished construction. Somali people have money. These people have money. I don't know what they do, how they do it. I think they're trying to make Eastleigh a city of its own in Nairobi, man.
He said buildings, like blocks of high-rise buildings being constructed. And that video is from 2023. Oh, where did all the money come from? Well, that money came from Minnesota, buddy. That's where all the money went, to buy up city blocks of high-rise apartments and business complexes. You see, they're making that into a little Somalia right there in Kenya. That's where majority of the money went.
Family? So are we wrong for asking about where our money's going when people in Kenya is sitting there quite literally calling out the Somalis for building all in their country and funneling that money all over Kenya to build these high-rise buildings? Yeah, family, no, I don't feel any type of reservations about it at all. Whatsoever. These folks are out here scamming. And we're supposed to just sit back and take it. Hey, look, I don't dance unless I hear music. And I don't kiss nobody unless she's a girl who's fine as hell. Let's be very clear about this. You're not about to play with our top. Because that's all it is. It's a bunch of people trying to shame us into not talking about something that pertains to us. Oh, shout out to Trey Messiah in the building. Much love to you, family. He said, I remember when Somali tethers was saying they were going to take over Ethiopia and Kenya. And they're using our tax money to do it. How about that? How about that? So you can come to their facility for child care inquiries? Yeah. You know, if I owned a bread shop and somebody walked in wanting to buy bread, and I said, I don't sell any bread to you. I won't sell no bread to you. It's not your business how I make this bread. Get out of my store. That means I don't want your business. Now, all I do is sell bread, right? unless I sell something else. Unless that bread store is a front for something else. Shout out to our brother Project Leroy in the building. Much love to you, good brother. Thank you for being here. Family, like I said, these folks don't understand when is when. They don't know when to shut their mouths. But they're about to find out. The more they keep talking like this, oh, they're definitely about to find out. Let's go here.
We are suing Nick Shirley. Listen, we are litigious. We are litigious people. We are an ancient people. Y'all think some of those people got lawyers? Run the media, all that? We're the original. You cannot be anti-Kushetic. Okay, check us out, bro. You know our history. And now we're here to save America. Because clearly y'all can't deal with, y'all can't deal with these folks. Y'all can't deal with Elon. Y'all can't deal with Trump. Y'all can't deal with Epstein. We got you. You can't deal with Zionists? It's no problem. We got you. I got you. Best believe. Best believe. Best believe. Best believe. Best believe. Best believe. When you come from the Somali people, we don't start nothing, but we damn sure as hell will finish it. Wrap that up, send that to Fox News. Wrap that up, send that to Fox News. I don't give a shit. Somalana, okay? Listen, man, I got Somali blood running through me. You understand that? Y'all see the Somali features. I mog all of you haters. That's number one. I mog all of y'all. That's a fact. That's a fact. I mog all of you haters. You hear me? Y'all hate us for our beauty. Y'all hate us for our ancient culture. You guys hate us for our wisdom. You hate us for everything. And I can't get deported. Oh, we're here to sell you. We're here to save you. We're here to save the American people. We're here to save you from the Epstein class. We're here to save you from the billionaires exploiting you. We're here to save this country. Because clearly, it's not been working.
Family, tell me what you think about that. We're jealous of their beauty. We're jealous of their inbred beauty. Why don't you let me know, family? Are you jealous of that inbred beauty? I'm just asking for a friend. Just asking for a friend. B1 salute to our good brother Breeze Omega in the building. Much love to you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Let's go here. I'm telling you, they're making it worse on themselves. He don't appreciate his beauty. He's covering up that damn forehead. Hey. I knew it was a second before. It was just a matter of time for somebody called it out. Right before somebody called it out. There you go. Cocky too. What did I say? Entitlement that they don't deserve. You don't think they're seeing this? My brother Leonard said, I'm mad I don't have a light bulb head, church. Hey, man, you know, maybe you can pray to God and wake up in the morning and your head will be elongated and your skull will be 5 times bigger. Maybe, just maybe. You know. You deranged and delusional fool. You deranged, delusional fool. Yes. Yes. Shout out to our good brother, Project Leroy. Thank you for your contribution, family. Your super chat is blessed tenfold. I appreciate your contribution as always, family. What the hell was that around his mouth, fam? You can say the same thing about this person here. No, let me leave it alone. I digress. Thank you for your contribution, my good brother. No inbred in my family. Hey, there you go. What is there to be jealous of? What is there to be jealous of? Big head, no brains. What is there to be jealous of? That's that light bulb head. You clap twice and they forehead light right on up. Clap on the clapper. Let's go here.
Name one thing we didn't create. If we created you, we have hand in everything you created.
Did y'all get that, family? I had to make sure to pause that right there. She said, we created everything. Name one thing we didn't create if we created you. This is delusion, family. This is delusion, family. Oh yeah, that dude at the Leering Center had eyes like he looked like he was blind. Hey, like I said, my sister, I had to ask earlier. If the man's eyes ain't straight, how can we believe he's a straight businessman? That's just my question. That's just my question. But now I want to know, family, do we come from Somalis? I don't come from no damn Somali. I'm gonna let you know right damn now. I ain't coming for no Somali is running through me. She said, since we created y'all, we get to partake in everything you create. This is that African mindset. This is that Pan-African mindset. Go here.
Name one thing we didn't create. If we created you, we have hand in everything you created. Because remember, humanity started in Somalia. You wouldn't exist if it wasn't for us. The world, as we know today, wouldn't exist if it wasn't for us. So yeah, we have hand in everything. We created everything. I mother humanity. Name one thing we didn't create.
Family. This woman said life started in Somalia. If you believe life started anywhere in Africa, it would be Ethiopia. Why? Because there's documented bones that shows that some of the oldest bones that we have are out of Ethiopia. These folks are out here screaming all kind of bloody murder. They are out here just making up all kind of goddamn lies. And our sister Brooke just asked a fantastic question. A fantastic question. How come they can't save their own country? That man was sitting there talking about how, they're here to save us. Why isn't Somaliland saved? Why isn't Somalia saved? Why are y'all over there acting like pirates? Why are y'all living in squander? I don't know, but it ain't going to work over here. I'll tell you that much. It is not going to work over here. Shout out to our sister Renaissance Woman. That's a theory. Just because they're finding different breeds of monkeys and calling them human doesn't necessarily mean it started in Africa. Hey, I can agree with you there. I can agree with you there. I remember I read one article in the Scientific Journal where they were saying that some of those skulls wasn't even all one skull. They plastered different animal skulls together in order to get the skulls that you see in some of these Neanderthal versus Homo sapien skulls. So, you're not too far off there. They already openly admitted that. But family, while these folks are over here talking high and mighty and greasy as hell with all this conviction and all this goddamn how do you say gusto? You got Tim Emmer, the U.S. Majority Whip, trying to say, hey, you ain't gonna be able to save nobody. If you get caught stealing, you get caught scamming, you get caught doing any of those damn things, we're denationalizing you. Oh yeah, the shit is hitting the fan. Let's go here. Once again, got to give a shout out to Donnie on timeout, because the brother does be going and pulling these articles. And that's why I like to let him tell it rather than bringing them over here, because this is where I got them from. But I did do my due diligence. I did check on the articles. I did read them. And what he's saying is correct. But shout out to the Donnie on timeout. Let's go.
They have 3 words for the Somalians: send them home. U.S. House Majority Whip Tom Emmer said any Somalians have connections with fraud or Al-Shabaab, deport them immediately. Even if you're a naturalized citizen, he's going to revoke your citizenship, and he's going to find a way to make it happen. Right? This is a statement. He said, I have 3 words regarding Somalis who have committed fraud against American taxpayers. Send them home. If they're here illegally, deport them immediately. If they're naturalized citizens, revoke their citizenship and deport them quickly thereafter. If we need to change the law to do that, I will, Emmer said in a statement. His comments follows testimony from Assistant U.S. Attorney for Minnesota, Joe Thompson, who has estimated that as much as $9 billion has been stolen through fraud schemes in the state. The U.S. Justice Department said Monday that it has charged 98 individuals in connection with the fraud investigation, with more prosecutions expected as inquiry continues. Attorney General Pam Bondi said 85 of the individuals charged so far are of Somali descent. Yeah, so they're calling for the deportation of these Somalis.
So, family, all this little rah-rah, we ain't going nowhere. We're here to save America since you simply can't do it and all this other stuff. Yeah, it look like it won't be that way for too much longer. And family, like I said, I'm not on either side. I'm not on the Somali side, and I'm not on Nick Shirley's side. Nick Shirley, he's being... Just give me 1 second, family. Okay. I'll be my bad, family. I got a text message from my son. We know that Nick Shirley has been working with the Republicans, and we know that this whole situation is really the Republicans putting the spotlight on the Democrats because, you know, just like the Democrats love to come out every few years and they like to sit here and shout out Trey. No. I'm all right. Ain't no Somalian pirates knocking on my door. All right. And if they do, they're going to have a run for their money. damn looking out the door. They're going to figure out why you don't just, walk on people's property. But anyway, I digress. Much love to you for checking on it. But no, we're good. But we know that Nick Shirley has been working with the the Republicans, in the very same way that the Democrats, every 2 years, they start sending out their shills and things like that. That's basically what Nick Shirley is doing. They're trying to prep for this up and coming 2026 election, and they want to make sure that they don't lose any seats in the House or the Senate. Well, the fact of the matter is they're going to lose just a bit. They're probably going to lose maybe about 5-6 seats, to be honest with you. And I believe that's going to happen in the House, the Senate, maybe 2 seats, just depending. However, this is why they're doing all of this. So I don't want people to think that I'm just bigging up Nick Shirley. Oh, he did such a wonderful job. No. What I'm doing is I'm showing everybody that this is the information that they're having to contend with. This is what they have to fight. Remember, they wanted us to mind our business. We've been minding our business. They wanted to make sure that we knew that they are not us and we are not them. We know that. So now they're having to handle their candle. And their candle keeps going out because the wind of white supremacy keeps blowing out their fire. Let's go here, family. Let's go here. So this is the report that came up here, breaking NPR News. Reports that Minnesota House GOP leader Lisa Dumas, that's a hell of a last name, acknowledged the Republican Party involvement in Nick Shirley's viral daycare video, saying, "We worked with Nick Shirley on this. That matters because the video has been widely framed as independent journalism, independent citizen journalism. Minnesota officials have said fraud investigations were already underway long before the video and inspections. Long before, give me a second, family. I am stumbling and bubbling. Get a little water there. Okay. Minnesota officials have said fraud investigations were underway long before the video, and inspections have not backed up many of the claims made about the specific daycare centers shown. Still, the video fueled widespread outrage and targeted scrutiny of Somali-owned child care providers, with the top Republican now on record confirming coordination. This reframes the entire narrative. This wasn't just a lone YouTuber uncovering something new. A political party acknowledges involvement in producing or shaping media that went viral, not organically, and helping drive public backlash. Family, where was all this during 2020? Where was all this when we were getting kicked off of platforms for speaking the truth? I'm just asking. Did the narratives change once we found out that the Democrats was putting pressure on people to make sure that people such as myself and people such as yourselves were deplatformed if they said anything about the jabby shot? Was that not a whole situation where the entire narrative was switched up? Now, I'm not doing no whataboutisms. What I'm doing is I would like to know, where were these same people? Where were these same people? All media, whether on the left or the right, there is no real center media unless you're listening to Foundational Black Americans. That's just the facts. You got your right wing, you got your left wing. And then you have the new black media, or just the black media, because that's what we are. So this is just disingenuous in itself. But I also got to say this. He might be telling the truth about Nick Shirley working with Republicans, but you can't toss the baby out with the bathwater. Because there's still a lot of sketchy stuff going on, and I didn't already shown you. Oh yeah, they were giving Somalis the pass to be buffers in 2020. You're absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct, because that's when that feed the children stuff started. A B1 salute to Golery in the building. Much love to you, and our brother Antithesis in the building. Much love to you, my good brother. Thank you for being here. Let's go here, family, because I want y'all to see this is they're about to take this whole narrative and make it seem like, oh, well, since, he was coordinating with the Republicans, this has all just been a show. This has been a tap dance. This is what the Republicans wanted. And by listening to this man, you give the Republicans what they want. Let's go to this, Nabisco.
So let's be honest about how we really got here. Our president decided he doesn't like the Somali community and he wants to destroy them. Speaker DeMuth and the GOP caucus sent a YouTuber out to create the narrative they want out there, not the truth, what they want you to believe. The childcare system in Minnesota is very complicated, even for those of us who have worked in it for decades. So I can understand that it is easy to believe what you see on social media. But the truth is that Minnesota has guardrails in place to make defrauding the childcare system extremely difficult. Minnesota does investigate suspected fraud in childcare and hold people accountable, and they will continue to do so because fraud is never acceptable. But cutting off childcare funding to everyone in the state is not the answer, and it's not acceptable.
Oh, wowsy, woo woo. There's tears falling down my face for you. Family, the fact that she just out of her mouth just said that they make it incredibly difficult to do fraud in Minnesota, yet we're seeing widespread fraud in Minnesota. This is ridiculous. And then notice how they keep on framing it as Nick Shirley just being a YouTuber. Well, what about Joy Reid? She's a YouTuber now. What about Tiffany Cross Eyes? She's in the YouTube space too. Angela Cry, Andrew Gillum. But y'all never seem to speak about people like that. Roland Martin is a YouTuber. He's not on any national television shows. But this is the narrative that they're pushing. Shout out to our brother Antithesis. Thank you for your Cash App donation, my good brother. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution out here supporting. Much love to you, my good brother. Much love to you. Thank you very much, my brother. Another great point, Project Leroy. Hell, Oprah is a YouTuber. Michelle Obama is a YouTuber. But that is literally the talking point that they're pushing right now, as if they're not migrating from mainstream or lamestream media over into the YouTube spectrum because they believe social media is taking more of the people's eyes than their lamestream media. People ain't going to lamestream media for their news. And they know this, and they know that. However, family, let me give another B1 salute. Gotta give a B1 salute to our sister C. Terry in the building. Much love to you, my sister. Thank you for being here. And a B1 salute to our sister Astarte Jones. Thank you for your super sticker, my sister. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always. Family, Tiffany Cross Eyes, get up there with them tethers on CNN. That tether woman and Miss Phillips, I forget her first name, Abby Phillips, and she start talking about Nick Shirley just being a YouTuber while she's on YouTube herself. You can't make this up. Exactly. Don Lemon. Don Lemon's on YouTube. Miss Captain Phillips. Yes. Yes. Let's get over here.
Who is he? Like, who gave this guy license to go around and say, I couldn't get into daycare centers, the doors were locked? Like, nobody should be able to walk into a daycare center because the doors are locked. These random vigilante justice seekers who ordain themselves like some sort of law enforcement expert, like he's a random YouTuber. And I just find it laughable that the party of the self-proclaimed pro-life people are celebrating cutting off funding to children. White evangelical crowd who purports to uphold these Christian values are celebrating targeting communities because of their ethnicity and cutting off care to children. Who is he? Like, who gave this guy license?
And that's why nobody watches Tiffany Cross. That Native Lands podcast might as well be called Native Ass. Or really unnative ass, because, you know, Angela Rye ain't even foundational Black American. Tiffany Cross, she's up in the air. Yeah, that should have been called Unnative Ass, because that's what your show is. Ass, trash, garbage. Where's the disposal for things like this? You got fired from a network only to come back because you want your shot back in the door again, don't you? Well, Tiffany, they put you back on TV, and I guarantee you that'll be the last thing that they do. Now, like I said, family, I'm going to do my due diligence here. And I'm going to play this clip here where the so-called owner of the Leering Daycare Center came out and actually showed some video clips to prove that he's actually a daycare owner. Let's go.
This is ABC Learning Center in Minneapolis.
My bad. It's ABC Learning Center. Let's go.
ABC numbers.
Director Ahmed Hassan gave WCCO a tour after finding his daycare in the national spotlight.
All right, we've arrived to ABC Learning Center.
In a now viral video, right-wing YouTuber Nick Shirley claims nearly a dozen daycare centers in Minnesota are taking public funds but not providing a service. He says ABC Learning Center is one of them, knocking on the door in mid-December.
I would like to check a child in the daycare.
Hassan says his employee didn't respond because Shirley was in a group of about 8 people, and his staff were concerned about recent ICE activity.
Is this daycare committing fraud?
No, we're not committing fraud.
Hassan showed a security.
Now, family, what did I say earlier? They're concerned about ICE for some reason. Why would you be concerned about ICE for some reason if you are a citizen? Let me ask that again. You're running a daycare center, for God's sakes. You're supposed to have a background check on top of a background check because you're going to be working with children. Why would people be concerned about ICE? Let's let them continue.
Footage from the same day Shirley was here. According to the timestamps in the videos, this woman takes a young child into the center at around 9 a.m. that day, about 3 hours before Shirley arrives at the door closer to the street. Within the hour after Shirley leaves, a woman arrives at the other door with a stroller. A larger family heads inside a few hours later. Tuesday afternoon, WCCO found at least a dozen children at ABC Learning Center, which is licensed with the state. Records show Minnesota officials last visited the daycare in November, noting some corrected and ongoing violations related to day-to-day operations, but no record of fraud.
What did I do? I'm just a typical human being who wants to live and do the right thing. I have kids to feed.
Umi Hassan, the daycare's current owner, believes these latest fraud accusations are political. Both she and Hassan are Somali Americans.
We pay our taxes. We do whatever we can to be a law-abiding citizen. At the same time, when one Somali does something wrong, we all get collective punishment.
With Shirley's video now approaching 2.3 million views on YouTube alone, they say they are getting nonstop phone calls harassing them.
I was looking for a place for my granddaughter.
With many of those calls attached to out-of-state phone numbers.
They normally say, knock, knock, we're going to come. You're going to arrest, something like that.
Hassan says they turned over attendance records to comply with the Department of Homeland Security request. They're now waiting to hear back. CBS News is reviewing records related to the same daycares. All but 2 have active licenses. And Aaron, while the active places have violations related to safety or staff training, there's no recorded evidence.
All right, family. So, like I said, I have to do my due diligence, and I played the clip because I didn't want it floating around. And I didn't play the clip. I wanted to be fair. He showed that there's children there. However, is that a consistent situation? How do we know that's not your employees' children? How do we know that you guys are open and working in your, city or whatnot, and you're able to work? How do we know that you're not hiring illegals to work there? Why would they be concerned about ICE knocking on the door? That's the part that got me. It's the fact that they didn't open the door because they said that they was concerned that ICE was there. Well, if you're all citizens, what the hell would that matter? Wasn't y'all just a couple of weeks ago talking about how most Somalis are here legally? Somalis are here to stay? But as soon as a white man come knocking on your door with a group of 5, 6 people or whatever, your first thought is ICE is here and I'm gonna go home. I'm not gonna open the door. It's very interesting to me, family. Like I said, I don't believe in coincidences, and he might be a legal business. He might not. My point is this. Nick Shirley's out here working for the for the Republicans. And you got these other folks out here working for the Democrats. And at the end of the day, foundational Black Americans are working for ourselves. We're minding our business and staying the hell up out of the way. And yeah. We're definitely going to call out any type of fraud and scamming from any of these tethers, especially when it has to do with our tax dollars. Because that's not a part of our culture. We don't rock with people who like to scam. We don't rock with thieves. We all know when a thief walk into your house, if you known for stealing, it could be your own damn family. They'll either tell you to keep your hands in your pocket or they don't want you over there. That's culture. That's what we don't agree with. We're not going to allow you to thieve and then come to us as if you're not a thief. Let's be very clear about that. Let me give another B1 salute to our brother Antithesis. Once again, I appreciate your super chat. Your contribution is blessed tenfold, my good brother. Tethers are getting their fair share of ABK. Work hard, my ass. Shout out to my good brother. Yes, that ABK is swinging every which way, and we're just sitting back saying, hey, we told you this was going to happen. We told you this was going to happen. And now here we are. But family, I want to end with this clip right here. This sister makes it simple and she makes it plain. Let's go here.
The fact that a community with a combined IQ of about 63 was able to finesse the United States government out of tens of billions of dollars with no oversight or accountability is insane to me, because I can't even go tax exempt all year without the threat of fucking the IRS coming and getting me and locking me up and seizing all my assets. Like, what are we paying taxes for? I guarantee you that about 90% of our debt is fraud. I guarantee you that about 90% of our debt is fraud. I guarantee you that about 90% of our debt is fraud. It's enriching others. And we are literally the purse and the slaves of the fucking world. And none of our politicians care because they're in on it too.
That's it. That's all.
The fact that
that's the truth. Excuse me, family. No lie told there. That's the facts. Ain't nobody doing nothing about it, really, because everybody's on the damn take. The only people that's not on the take is foundational Black Americans. And because of that, we're the only one that really can call it out and not have our hands dirty or full of blood. That's what we're dealing with here. The left and the right are both in cahoots trying to keep us down, but they're also fighting with each other, trying to figure out who's going to be the one that holds the whip. So they're sending out their Nick Shirleys. They're sending out their Tiffany Cross-Eyes. Your Captain Phillips, as my good brother said. Shout out to Trey for that. This is what we're seeing. So yeah, this is a whole new year, or at least the Nabisco for the Nabisco, the Gregorian. It's a whole new Gregorian. Let's just put it like that. And the fuck shit is still there and amplified times 10. So, like I said, I'm amplified times 20. Family, we got to amplify times 100. Because none of these folks not just shouldn't be here, they shouldn't have been biting the hand that fed they ass for so damn long while they were here. But with that being said, family, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click the link in the description. Go to change.org. Put your signature on the petition for reparations. And if you've been having trouble getting your notifications, click the link to the Telegram. Join the Telegram group to help circumvent all the nonsense that PukeTube has been doing with the new Black media. Let me give a B1 shout out to our brother B1 Business in the building as well. Much love to you, my good brother. Thank you for being here. I want everyone to know my position. If you thought 2025 was a great year for foundational Black Americans, you ain't seen nothing yet. If you thought 2025 was horrible for the Tethers, you ain't seen nothing yet. Absolutely nothing. And if you thought 2025 was bad for the Nabisco, you ain't seen a damn thing yet. Before we get up out of here, my sister Brooke, thank you once again. Everybody hit that link and send as many letters up there to New York to help with that delineation as possible. A little of us can do big things. All we got to do is a little bit. Each little by little becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. So with just a few of us, things can and will get done. And as our sister says, these letters are already pre-written. All the work is done. All you got to do is just email them off. So y'all make sure y'all getting that done as well. Family, I want you all to have a beautiful rest of your Friday. Much love to each and every one of you. Catch y'all in Alpha Space. With that being said, family, be safe. The doors of the church are now closed. Peace, family.
My grandfather built this country, man. He fought wars for it. And most places he went wouldn't let him sit down and get a cup of coffee. I can't even catch a cab in New York. You know, it doesn't matter how many degrees I get. All you people see is color. Your grandfather was an immigrant. You're American. My grandfather was born here, Duke. And you people still look at me as just another nigga.
I know that the government, whatever, can't stand us black people. He's doing everything in the world to make black man be extinct. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Us black people going to survive. So fuck everybody. I'm out.